All right, we are live. Welcome, everyone.
Yay!
Today we will be continuing with our GURPS Conan campaign. This will be session number 12. Almost at the end. Well, it could be immediately at the end if you all die, but
It's slightly longer season than typical.
okay. Do we have any bookkeeping that we need to take care of? People spending points or anything like that?
I decided not to do the streetwise thing for the time being. I'll wait.
Fair enough, even after that spectacular roll.
It is a little disappointing in that regard. I'll consider it in force whenever I decide to change my mind.
For the benefit of the audience, there is a minor retcon from last week's session. I don't know exactly how it came up, or don't recall exactly how it came up, but I said that the person that's running the show at Bellitrium was the governor Barabbas. That is not correct. Barabbas is the governor of Scandaga. It is Commandant Baffus that runs the show at Bellitrium.
I'm sure somebody out there was terribly confused.
Probably not, but anyway. So, with that, we'll do a quick recap. You guys had killed the Demon of the Dark, and after it had died, you discovered that buried within the flesh of the demon was Lieutenant Lycus. Which was this guy.
We didn't like him anyway.
Well, not that your characters didn't know, but he wasn't too bad of a guy. He just got demonized.
Mm-hmm.
And he told you that the Patrician Dominicus had the staff and the eye of the eagle. Sorry, eye of the hawk, which I have pictures for.
And not the eye of the tiger.
Let's see, did I? No, I did not organize my stuff well.
Bad GM, bad.
These two items. And Apentius did a scry and saw the patrician talking to himself, in a rather mad fashion in his quarters. You had tried to arrange with Santidio to take up whatever jobs Lieutenant Lycus was doing, and you were informed that Lycus had been working for the Patrician, or did a job for the Patrician. However, those services, or Lycus wasn't currently doing anything in particular at the time or when you asked. But a little while later, Santidio did tell you that it, just as it so happens, the Patrician is looking for more people to do work. And I believe that's where we left off.
That's good news.
Where's the Patrician's picture? This guy.
Just need to punk him. Take it.
So, yeah, everyone's happy with points. No one's spending any points or anything like that.
Not at the present.
All right. Well, then let us begin. So, you guys have been given word this. You're staying in the tavern or wherever, wherever it is you're hanging out. Is there anything in particular that you wanted to do prior to? You've been informed that at some point the Patrician wants to meet you guys to work out if you're good enough for the job.
I have nothing in mind.
There was one other bit of not retcon, but recap. It was mentioned that during Apentius's scrying, while the Patrician was talking to himself, he did point to a map and was mentioning something about a temple. The location that he pointed to was in the Pictish Wilderness, somewhere in that location there.
And
which is
that
actually
not where
closer.
you said it was.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. That's where he pointed because
Is
it's that is closer in the direction of Danu's home because those her species are further up north that way.
Oh, I thought he had originally pointed somewhere in here.
No, it was definitely across the
Whatever.
river.
So what's the retcon then?
No, not a retcon.
The governor.
It was just a recap. The only retcon was the
never mind.
governor.
Carry on.
I felt that should probably be mentioned in the recap.
Rawr.
Okay, so timeline is we talked to Santidio and he said that he would put us in touch with the Patrician. Then we had Apentius scry and he told us what he saw.
Did he, or did he pass out? With
Unless he
his
passed
eyes
out.
bugged out and foaming at the mouth.
So it's almost been a month since we started this campaign.
User joined your channel.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late.
Lame.
You lose 50 points.
You're fired, but we're keeping the dog.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair.
So at this point in time, you're just waiting to hear from Santidio, and you expect that it's when he does contact you, it will be to have a meeting with the Patrician.
I suppose in the meantime, we probably still want to get eyes on the Patrician's place and start thinking about a break-in case we need to do it.
Well, I'm still just chilling out and relaxing because I'm still down 7 hit points.
And also that.
It is the following day, so you can make health rolls for recovering injuries. So Kudo and Boulder can make this roll.
But we
And
don't
also
need any more
materials.
injuries. We already have plenty.
Don't worry. There's plenty of injuries available.
I find it entertaining that I am down 6 hit points, but that leaves my current hit point threshold at 12, which is where quite frequently I would be in a regular character.
Boulder's tough.
He is.
That's what I need to spend some points on. I need to get extra hit points.
I thought about doing that with my 2 points, but I'm going to end up improving my axe after this one. It's going to be the first time I've actually improved that skill since I
Yeah.
started.
Well, I didn't want to improve combat stuff, but I do kind of need to get rid of struggling at some point.
So your plan is to get some eyes on the Patrician's place.
I guess that means letting the scout do that. See if he's capable of inconspicuity.
No, he might start another fight.
That's annoying. Only one ear of my headphones is working.
Oh, I hate that.
I'll have to live with it for now. Alright, so because my headphones were playing up, can you just say what you were planning to do?
Scouting the house, waiting for word. That's basically it.
Alright, so who's going to scout the house?
Make the scout.
So you're going to send Kurgan, who's going to start a fight.
I'm going to send Kurgan and tell him not to start a fight. Kudo, don't let him start a fight.
Okay. Raggy.
Can I get a stealth roll from whoever's scouting and also an observation roll?
Okay.
Wow. Sneaky and observant. Alright, so you will spend the day staking out his place. Everything is fairly normal, though you do note at one point a couple of what you assume is like hired guards or like hired security or something like that. They're at least, men at arms. They have swords and wear armor. They will turn up at the patrician's place. There's a guy who seems reasonably well dressed. He looks to be some sort of servant of some sort to the household. He's clearly instructing the guards or security in what to do, but they turn up with someone that actually, give me an IQ roll as well, Kurgan. You're not entirely sure, but the person that they turn up with is, you know, quite dirty. Clothes are dirty. You imagine that person is maybe a slave, but you're not 100% certain on that.
Do they have a picture?
They do not have a picture.
That means they're not important, so you won't feel bad when they get eaten by the demon in the Patrician.
So they turn up. They enter the place, and you see people sort of come and go, you don't see, you know, anything further of this, in quotes, slave.
So, possible sacrifice.
It is possible.
Right.
Maybe more than possible, considering what you learned from Apentius's scrying.
Wonder if
Well,
he
I
should
will
just keep doing
convey.
that.
How long did you want Kurgan to stake out the place? Pretty much all day until we invade during the night.
Guess we needed to know the layout, the general disposition of his forces, whatever they are. So whenever you feel like you've got a handle on that.
Well, as far as you can tell, he's got at least 2 guys on security. And he's got a servant of some sort.
So throughout this first day here, have we been contacted at all?
You have not been contacted.
Okay, so assuming we're not contacted during the day, then probably have Kurgan just go out there every now and again and keep an eye out for a little bit, see if they're making preparations to leave or anything like that. It sounds like the Patrician should be preparing for a trip.
Who is the most unapproachable character in the group? Probably Boulder.
Unapproachable?
Unapproachable, yes.
How do you mean
In
unapproachable?
what way?
Because he's a big friendly goof.
Okay.
Probably Materius.
Yeah, it's going to be Materius.
That's fair.
I'm going to force Materius to talk.
There you go.
So in the sort of late afternoon, you're staying at the inn/tavern. A kid, probably 12, sort of 13 years old, runs up to Materius. He'll sort of
And
tug.
stabs him.
He'll sort of tug on your cloak, or, you know, whatever you're wearing, your armor, to get your attention.
Yes. What do you want?
He says, "I have a message for you," and then he holds out his hand as if expecting to be paid.
Who's it from first?
You see the kid thinks about it for a moment whether he should tell you, for fear of getting probably ripped off, but he says, Santidio.
All right. What's the message? And I'll pull out the 3 dragons.
Do you put it in his hand?
Yeah.
All right. He'll take the coins. He'll pocket them. And he says, Santidio says the Patrician wants to see you in the morning at his residence. Or at his place.
All right. Very well. Thank you for delivering it.
Sort of before you even get to finish saying that, the kid's already off. He's, out of there. Actually, make a perception roll.
See if you left with just 3 dragons.
There's another guy standing around the corner snickering.
Holy crap,
Everything's
you have
fine.
a crappy perception.
Well, I lost one because of the whole shindig.
It gets worse. I think you can lose. Your IQ will end up being 6 or 7 if it runs its course.
That's entirely too high.
I'll get Bernie and Boulder, since you're probably there as well. I'll get you to make perception rolls.
Well, mine's not a whole lot better.
I'm not great with perception.
Yeah, that's not our bag here.
All right, so the kid runs off, but as you're sort of you sort of turn back to your conversation, you catch a glimpse of the kid just before he leaves the tavern, and you see he empties a coin pouch into his hand and then just drops the pouch at the door. And then he's out. Obviously, he stole from someone here, though you don't know who. You check your
I'll
own.
check my pouch.
You check your own pouches, and they're still there.
Do they still have contents?
Probably less than you hoped for, but yeah, the contents are still all there.
Well, I can't count worth a damn anyway.
Nope.
So, you have a meeting with the Patrician at his place in the morning.
Yay!
And Boulder will have to, go. That's good news. Who's the Patrician again?
Dominicus.
Did Apentius ever wake up? He's not answering his door.
He mumbles and grumbles and says, I'm sleeping in. Not feeling real great. I think I've got the flu.
Fuck off!
So, you have a
Corner
night.
shaking.
No particular plans for the night?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, you will have to pay for your lodgings.
I suppose Kurgan could still keep keep an eye on the place just to see if anything stands out, but
Well, his time during the day, things seem fairly mundane. So, if you have a private room, it is 10 GURPS. So 10 dragons. If you have a common room, then it is 5.
Yep, paid.
So Danu will ask, is the plan to kill him when we meet him and recover the Eye of the Hawk, or do you have something else in mind?
well, now that you
That's
mention
actually
it,
what I
we
was
should
gonna
have that
ask.
discussion. Well, I mean, there is this whole temple business, and it could be useful to know what that is.
Why do we care? Apart from the fact that it's not proper Conan if we don't have a long abandoned temple filled with evil stuff.
What evil stuff?
Surely Apentius would insist on finding out what the temple is.
Oh right, yeah. I'm curious. I want to see the temple. I still
might
think
have
we
treasure.
should just punk this dude.
It's might be easier to kill him out there, I suppose. And the trip there might teach us something about what he's up to and what this argument he keeps having in his own mind is. On the other hand, we might get really sick of him, halfway down the road and kill him early and go to the temple ourselves. Who knows?
Well, Danu says, I have no particular beef with him, but I just want to recover the Eye of the Hawk.
Well,
I have my scalp.
To be fair, according to Apentius, we are headed in the direction of your home, so he would be taking us closer.
No, cool.
And then maybe your shaman over there can do something about Kurgan and Materius' unsightly growth.
Yep, they're gonna have to be buried neck deep in some stuff.
Kurgan, with your skill increase for esoteric medicine, you can only increase at 1 level. So I'm assuming...
Yeah, it's 1 level, 4 points.
That's fine. All right, so you're talking... I'll get perception rolls from everyone, please.
Wait, we're not gonna be talking about this in the stupid doohickey, are we?
Vision
I
based.
presume we're not going to talk about that sort of thing in the common room, no.
Is this perception going to be vision or smell based?
Well, if you're not going to be talking about that in the tavern area...
No, because we need to bring Apentius into the conversation, so we have to go up to his room.
Okay, so you go up to his room. He lets you in. It's fairly crowded in here since the rooms aren't huge, but...
And I am.
Yeah. So you can talk about it in your room or in the room, but Apentius doesn't seem to be interested. He just sort of curls up in bed, trying to sleep.
Man, he's supposed to be the brains of this outfit. he doing laying down on the job?
You click on him, and it just comes up with a exclamation mark saying, "Leave me alone."
Unhandled exception.
Every time you click on him, you get the same response. Leave me alone.
Right, so as long as Danu doesn't have an issue with waiting a bit for the recovery, we'll just play along for the time being and look for a good opportunity.
All right. Well, she agrees, but she says, "I only want the eye of the hawk. That's all I need."
I gotta look at my dis ads to see if I'm gonna have any issue with while we're walking. Go, hey, I see an opportunity. Chop.
Well, I think ultimately it's going to come down to does he tell us where we're going? Because if he doesn't actually tell us where we're going, we won't know, and we can't see the temple. Also, whatever's possessing him may give him eyes in the back of his head or something like that. So who knows?
Right.
All right. So during the night, nothing special.
Nothing special.
Let's have a universe reaction roll, just for shits and giggles. We'll get Materius to do it because he's got Z's at the moment.
Alrighty.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell
That was
kind of
the
roll
wrong
is
time
that,
to roll a
dude?
5.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. No, I'm gonna look it.
Oh, that's not fair.
I was going to say maybe this is the wrong time for that, but I guess if we don't get in a fight anytime soon.
I'll take the neutral.
That's pretty sad that it's like meh is the best roll you got.
Yeah.
So 4 of you. Let me just roll this. I do actually need to make a table of all the PCs.
You haven't done that yet?
Nope, it probably won't do it either before the end of the campaign.
How
You
many
can do
more
it right now.
sessions?
It doesn't
Everybody.
take all that long.
How many more sessions do we have?
None.
Well,
I don't know.
probably one.
Some?
One mini lots?
Probably one, maybe 2, depending on how you guys drag it out. Or if you die, 1, none. I will make that table while we do stuff.
Remember to include Kudo.
Eh. All right, so
And Danu for the record, at least for the moment. Yeah, when I was using those, I had the cards extension thing, so I could actually, if I had the list, I could uncheck certain people off the list.
That's useful. Okay. For the most part, the night passes without event, with the exception of Boulder. You are awoken by Danu, and
again.
she says someone is at the door, and you can hear, the subtle sound of maybe like lock picks fiddling at the door, but then that stops.
I will spring out of the bed and yank the door open while grabbing my axe. Surprise, naked attack.
All right, so you will do these things. You will hear something drop on the floor, and the sound of someone running down the hall. You open the door to see no one there. You look down and you can see what looks to be one half of a set of lockpicks. You turn your head down the hall to, catch someone in the dark. Well, you have night vision?
I have night vision 5.
So you will catch someone, running down the stairs into the tavern area.
Let me see. I am not impulsive, but I'm highly overconfident, so I'm going to pursue, shouting, "Hey, thief!"
And force the GM to get a combat map going.
No, I'm just thinking it's going to be more amusing as I go streaking through the common room.
So at this point, it is fairly late at night. You shout this into the tavern.
Also, he has penetrating voice.
So everyone hears it.
Everyone heard it.
Which one of you stole my pants?
And I guess that will wake the rest of you guys from your sleep.
And most of everybody in the inn.
So you will charge down the hall. You'll see there's a fairly wiry sort of dude who's at the bottom of the stairs, and he's quickly running through the mass of people that are either passed out drunk at their tables, or sleeping on the floor, benches, or wherever they've sort of fallen.
And you might be a little worried that the big blonde giant is chasing him and moving very, very fast.
There is, people are sort of beginning to wake, and this kid is, this dude, not kid, is having to, dodge people as they sort of wake up, going, "What, thief?"
Now you catch up to him and you say, "Here, you drop these."
All right, give me a single chase roll, please. So that's on Dex
Which
or
would be
running.
running or
Yeah,
Dex.
I'm looking
You
to
could-
see
Probably
if
Dex.
I have running, and I do not have running.
Dex
You
is
can-
probably more appropriate.
Complement it with, what was it, urban survival?
Why would I have urban survival? If it's a chase thing, don't I get a bonus for speed because my basic move is 8?
You
Right.
do.
You're going
How
to be
about
one up
running
on
skill?
him, probably.
A second, I think I have a chase module loaded.
Look at that. This is like this. Isn't this like the second night in a row that Baldur has gone running through the streets naked?
That's true.
Don't make a habit of it. All right, so you succeed by 3. All right, so you will have your axe. You are within, what is it? Close on the chase map.
Let's see. I think close means things. I don't remember what close.
You can attack. You can do attacks or whatever. The dude sort of runs into the main door, but he's blocked by the fact that the door is locked. So he fumbles with that, and then you're sort of right on top of him.
Okay, hold on. I want to look something up. Make sure this is going to work. Because if it does, it'll be funny. Yep, there it is. Okay, he's like turns around and knee strike.
Captain America.
That's right.
It's leg day.
That's
Is
automatically
that
to
course
the
of action
groin,
really needed?
or is it to the
No,
torso?
that's it's just a knee strike. Yeah. In this case, it's going to be a torso.
Wow.
That's going to hurt a bit.
All right, so he will.
It's like a major wound on most people.
He will
I
succumb
think he
to
broke something.
the knockdown roll, and he will sort of double over with this knee to the gut.
It's all right. I got him.
He'll be stunned. Yeah. So he'll roll to come out of stun, which he will succeed. What's Boulder doing now?
Well, if he's going to continue screwing around, then he's going to find
Well,
out. And,
he's just come out of stun, so he hasn't had an opportunity to do anything yet.
Okay, right. Yeah. So let's see here. Do I want to do that again? Because he's going to be probably at like half move, half dodge, presumably.
I think if you do that again, you're going to kill him.
Yeah, well, still. He shouldn't have tried to steal my stuff.
It was housekeeping, dude.
Then why did he run and not say, "Oh, I'm just housekeeping"?
You scared him.
Okay, so might as well, since I actually put points in brawling, I might as well use some brawling. Wow, that could have sucked.
Get him in a chokehold.
Yeah, Brawler doesn't really think about wrestling much. Man, this is gonna suck too. Wow, he's taking 14 points.
Ow.
Well, that's
was
presuming
that?
he's not wearing armor.
He's not wearing armor. So that was just to the body.
Yep. I felt something crunch, probably.
You may want to roll random hit. Just roll a d6, because crushing attacks to the vitals actually matter.
So that's the chest.
I don't
right?
think it'll do any more damage.
It won't do more damage, but it's a major wound, so it might make the knockdown roll.
That's
Wow.
true.
What? Whoops. That's
That
the
was
wrong
the wrong
thing.
damn table. And that's too bad.
Apparently not.
Oh.
Ah.
So this is at -5.
I think he's going to go to sleep. Oh, almost.
He doesn't go to sleep, but he's dropped to the floor, and and you can see that he's done. He might even die.
Well, that's what he deserves. Well, no, but eventually Kurgan will meander down here, and I know how Kurgan likes to patch people up.
Well, Kudo will probably want to
I can patch
sacrifice.
him up.
And I'm gonna Baldur's probably gonna like look around at the people who are like, groggily waking up or staring wide-eyed, and is like, "Do you have a city watch or something?"
Someone will say, there's a watch. Toss him onto the street. They'll find him. One other guy says, seems like you've already given him enough punishment. Is he still alive?
Like, grab a nearby mug of something and splash it on the guy's face to see if he's still alive.
He's groaning.
He's groaning.
Are you still alive?
No.
Hey, leave him be. I'm treating him.
Wait, when did you get here?
When you woke us all up, I came chasing.
You know how Kurgan is. Anytime something happens, he just appears.
Through laboured breaths, the dude will say, I think you broke my ribs.
You shouldn't have been trying to break into my room. Just
Give me an intimidation roll. I want to see if he's brave enough to lie.
Oh, that's sad.
Well, it is contested.
Well, it's good that's contested.
Okay, you already got the size on there.
So that's a win for you. He says, I'm sorry, it was silly of me. I didn't know you were in there.
It was a one-time thing.
Well, Baldur's done. He's gonna leave it to Kurgan to do whatever he wants to do with the guy. Although since Kurgan's turned into a monster, he might eat him, but that's fine.
Whatever.
Baldur's gonna meander back to his bed.
Well, as you
Let
meander
Denver
back
know
through the
he's
crowd,
fine.
you'll notice that one of the she warriors in here will sort of be looking you up and down as you walk past.
The beast has a tail.
All right. You succeed your roll. Give me how long are you going to spend with him? You're just going to patch him up, or are you going to actually treat his shock?
Long enough.
It's
the
1
watch
minute
arrives.
versus 30 minutes.
Long enough until the watch arrives.
Well, no one's gone and summoned the watch.
No one's going to summon the watch?
It probably isn't the watch. Not, in the way that you think of it.
Enough to at least you said what was the time frame?
1 minute or 30 minutes?
I don't have anything better to do. I'll give them the 30 minutes.
You're a weirdo.
Well, to be fair, you don't have to actually sit with him that whole time.
All right, so give me another esoteric medicine roll. And if you succeed, then you can roll a d6 minus 3.
So D6 minus 3.
Yes. So you'll be able to bring him to 0 on a maximum roll.
I don't want you to do that. He needs to, think about what he did. Excellent.
So he's still jacked up. He's going to be feeling this for a long time. But he's probably not going to die.
You'll
Feel free to pat him down and take whatever he stole, because Balder's not going to think about that.
As you're treating him, one of the other patrons in the place will say, "Kill him or shut him up. We're trying to sleep here."
That's a proper mindset.
You should probably go.
Just drag him out. Knock him unconscious. Let the other demon eat him.
After I patch him up, I'll escort him out the door and send him on his way.
Well, there's no
Just
sending
like
him on
that.
his way. You sort of drag him out and leave him on the street.
Don't let the demon
He's
get
still
you.
at -2, so he's in
So I
no
will-
condition for the next hour to sort of really move.
I do have I probably would see if he has any coins on him to pay for my services for patching him up.
All right, roll 2d6.
2d6.
2d6. He has 7 dragons on him. He has a knife, and 1/2 of a set of lockpicks.
That's
Well-
not a knife.
I will confiscate the 7 dragons. That pays for my medical expenses. I'll confiscate the knife because he shouldn't have it. And I'll confiscate the lockpicks because, well, he was trying to steal. So if
So
I
you'll
notice
steal
the-
and show him the what it feels like.
Exactly. I'm confiscating him. I'm part of I'm a ranger. So shouldn't have this stuff. So I'll reappropriate it. And if I find the other half of the lockpicks upstairs, then I'll have a full set of lockpicks.
Yeah, when you go back upstairs, you're probably going to find them like right in front of Balder's closed door.
Well, no, the other half would be right at the bottom of or the base of the door outside in the hall.
Right. Yeah. Balder just like ignored it and went back into his room.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, so you'll drag him out into the street. It is dark. What time of year was it? It was June, so
Oh,
it's warm.
right.
I think that would be in the northern hemisphere.
It was, wasn't it?
Well, the Aquilonian
I think
map.
that was our intention. Was for it to be in the warm period.
Yeah, if the Aquilonian map is modelled on the real world, I think you would be northern hemisphere.
Yeah, well, everything doesn't really make a lot of sense about the map, so we're fine. It's dark. Sun's down. It's probably at least a little cold.
So
The
I thought I
intention
had
for
a
me
map.
was not to have to buy cold weather gear just yet.
Wow.
What kind of knife?
Do I not
Just a
actually have a
large
map
knife,
of
small knife?
a warrior? There you go.
Do
I
kind
have
of need loot tables, don't we?
loot
So
tables would be good.
is 7 dragons considered 7 GURPS, or is that like 70 GURPS?
7 GURPS.
7 GURPS. Okay.
1 GURPS is 1 dragon.
Well, that'll teach him. Be more careful about whose room you try to break into. There might be a really tall blonde guy who's going to break your ribs with a kick or with a knee.
He'll remember that for future. Alrighty. The rest of the night will pass without event. Are you, Kurgan, looking for the other half of the lockpicks?
Not actively, but if I notice them.
Give me a perception roll and succeed by 5.
Exactly by 5.
As you're heading back to your room, you will notice that there's the other half of the lockpicks right outside Boulder's door.
I'll pick them up.
Junk.
What kind of knife did he have? Large knife, small knife?
It would be I think it'd probably be a large knife. There you go.
So where's the equator?
The equator on the Earth goes through Africa, if I'm not mistaken. Northern part of Africa, so
Ish.
I
Yeah.
imagine that would be the equator-ish. So it is middle of summer at present. Could actually put a scale on this.
Yeah.
Let's do that. So the night will pass without event.
Further event.
Well, further event. In the morning, what is your plan?
We will go to the Patrician's house and announce ourselves.
Do you actually see the map changing as I'm doing it?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's not yards, it's miles.
Oh, okay. I see what you did.
And hide the grid. Done.
Yeah, I noticed if the grid is really small and you zoom out, it actually disappears on its own instead of getting all funky like it used to.
Does it come back if you zoom the map in?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if this map is actually accurate.
Yeah. Probably doesn't matter. Okay, yeah. So,
no,
army.
it would be fairly accurate. 65 miles.
Dress up in our work clothes.
Very well. Well, you head to the patrician's place. There is one dude that stands at the front. He is playing a game of cards with himself, solitaire. You will approach. He will see you, and he says, "Who sent you?"
We were summoned by Santidio to meet with the Patrician Dominicus.
He will walk over to the door. He will knock. The door will open. There will be one of the house servants will answer. And the guy simply says, "They're here." You'll be ushered into the house. The guy will say, "You can leave your weapons here by the door. You won't need them you won't need them inside."
You say that now. Yeah, whatever.
I'm assuming everyone's leaving their weapons.
Sure.
Is anybody not leaving their weapons?
Right. I was pushing the wrong button. I was pushing A instead of X. I mean B. Yeah, no, it's kind of accustomed. These stupid civilized people.
Yeah, how dare they be civilized?
You can't trust them.
How many are there? There's one. So we're missing just Apentius.
Yeah. Is he actually here?
Oh, this is for my table.
Oh. Well, question still stands.
I will assume that he's not. Actually, no. No, he's not. He's hanging with Danu because she probably shouldn't be here either.
Probably not.
So we all went to the house, all of us.
Unless somebody wanted to hold off. I guess
So
we
I
don't
take
actually
it
all have
Kudo's
to be here.
gonna have to wait outside.
More than likely. Probably better. Stay. Watch this guy play cards. Don't cheat.
Why is it rolling a d4?
Because there are only 4 of them.
Okay, that's better. Alright, I have my table.
There you go. You'll forget it's there.
It's in a hotkey now. Alright, so you're led into a sort of sitting room. You're asked to wait. The guard that was waiting outside, he has come inside, and he's just standing off to the side, just watching, making sure you don't steal any shit. Doesn't speak or doesn't say anything or anything like that. Just is watching. It doesn't take too long before the Patrician will arrive. He will see you guys. Give me a Bernie. You can do a group reaction roll. If you're identifying yourselves as rangers, then feel free to add those rep modifiers.
We are not identifying ourselves as such at the moment. But whose modifiers do apply here? Just using mine?
You are the leader, so yes.
Then that will probably do.
He seems pleased with what he's seeing.
Salute him in a culturally appropriate fashion.
Do you have savoir-faire high society?
Nope.
Is there a default? I believe it probably is.
It's probably -4. I think it's easy typically.
This is probably potentially embarrassing for Ronnke. Balder's like, nudging is like, we're supposed to bow.
So
yeah, well, you've got a cultural familiarity issue, I think.
Balder does all the right things, and everyone just looks at Balder. It's like, where'd you pull that from? Because that is unexpected for Balder. So you will bow. The Patrician looks a little bit surprised that you're going through all the proper formalities or courtesies, but he'll reply in kind, give you the appropriate, response, bow, whatever it is. Then he says, "Good, good. You will do well."
Do what well?
Santidio has told me that something unfortunate happened to Lieutenant Lycus, and as such, he has sent you in his stead.
Yes, I hear a demon got the better of him.
Does anyone have body language?
Nope.
I think Apentius was talking about getting it.
He's not here, so all good.
Well, I don't think he did get it yet.
He says, yeah, that is unfortunate.
A demon ate him.
I have need of your services, and I believe you will be able to help me out. I need to travel into the Pictish Wilderness, so I need escorts and security. Are you able to provide that?
Now, out of character, so there is a truce, an agreement with the Picts not to cross the border, but is that specific to who does that apply to? Does
Everyone.
that just apply to quote unquote government forces, or
It applies to everyone. Of course, the transgression will be more severe if it's soldiers. But yeah, there's no protections. If you cross the border, you're breaking the rules, and trespassers will be shot.
so Baronike would probably make some quip about, well, I suppose we won't get in too much trouble if we cross the border.
I understand that the truce requires us to remain on this side of the river, but my position will give us some leeway in that matter, at least politically. We may still have to deal with the Picts.
Picts are no trouble.
He will say, actually, he'll produce a map. He'll open up a leather scroll tube, pulls out a map, which will be the map.
Suspiciously like the Kanjahara province map.
Absolutely. It is fairly detailed, probably better than the maps that you've got. So paid a little bit more for this one.
So that means Berenike is thinking, when we punk this dude, we're going to have to keep this map.
Quite possibly.
It is definitely more updated than the maps that you have. And he will point to this region here.
And what will we be facing when we get there, so we can equip ourselves appropriately?
I don't expect any particular trouble, except for the possible encounter with Picts, but I trust that your skills are such that we could avoid that if possible.
Surely. May have to acquire a canoe or two.
I can arrange that.
Along?
There will be myself and my personal security.
Probably that one. Thumbing in the direction of the that guy.
He will look to the dude you point to. He says, yes, him and a few others.
He looks capable enough, I suppose. A few others. Let's see. How long is this trip typically? This is going to be a couple of days at least.
So 65 miles as the crow flies. So actually the other map was actually really accurate.
We are going to be off the road in this case, and some bad terrain here and there, so maybe more like 3 days.
I have access to 2 horses and a cart. They will be accompanying us as far as the river, obviously.
Cart, okay. Yes, sir. There's a particularly good cart maker in town, I hear. Okay, well, 3 or 4, so provisions for 3 or 4 days for that much people, but we have a cart, so yeah. That seems like you have it well in hand. Yes, we can do security, and we have been across the river at least once or twice, so we're familiar with the terrain. I have a couple more in our number. Our scribe is attending chamber business today. I'm sure he will love to see your map when he is available.
Just for the record, the location that he's pointing to doesn't have anything marked on the map. And similar to your maps, the detail on the other side of the river is actually lacking. So the detail on the this side of the river is good, but on the other side of the river, it is just blank.
Is Danu able to understand a map?
She's not here.
Have we?
She
I
said she
realize she's
wasn't.
not here right now, but I don't know if we've seen her interacting with maps and or reading at all. I assume she can read.
She won't be able to read. I guess she can understand the concept of a map and stuff like that, but maps is not something she's likely familiar with.
Figure
Actually,
probably.
just saying that, I can't read it either.
Well,
Yeah.
you could.
Well, I can't read the words, but I'm sure we've seen the maps enough. We got a general idea.
You would understand the symbology at least.
So I'll probably introduce Danu as a local guide. Okay. I will inform the patrician that we have 2 more and a wolf.
And then you should
Just
probably
so
find
he's
out how
not
much he's
surprised
going
by
to pay.
that. And is Sentidio responsible for our payment, or are you paying us directly?
I will pay you an amount up front. Santidio, I have arranged with him for the remainder of the payment.
And what is that to be?
He says,
Mumble something.
well, we're
Appropriate amount
looking
in
at
brackets?
about a week's journey. So I've agreed with Santidio that an amount of 500 apiece should suffice, given the potential danger involved.
And I am thinking, I think a month's pay was about 400.
650 is a month's pay.
Right. Yeah, because we had to pay cost of living out of it. Okay, so that's not bad. That's about what we normally get.
Well, this is for
But for
a week.
for half a month. Well,
Week and a
actually,
bit.
okay, 1 week. So yeah, that's pretty good then.
I think 65 miles. No, you're not going to get road travel, so
Yeah.
you'll be doing, 20 miles a day maybe? 20, 30 miles.
Yeah, I was assuming 4 days, 3, 4 days maybe. Yeah, about 3-ish.
He says, I assume
Depending on what's pulling the cart.
this is reasonable. I shall supply all my own supplies. I trust that you can be responsible for what you need.
We can. I believe we have an accord.
He says, excellent. He will walk up to you then, Bernie, and he'll offer his hand. He says, I'm a bit of a traditionalist. My father told me always to shake on a deal. A handshake is a man's bond.
And now the demon will tag me. I will shake his hand or whatever is appropriate.
He says, good. When can we leave?
Let's see.
And even though Boulder is a little bit beat up, he's probably not. He probably looks fine, mostly.
Yeah, he's just being lazy.
He'll be alright. So really it kind of comes down to a Pentius. but we're not going to drag this out that long.
I don't see why you wouldn't just say tomorrow. Let
He
us gather
says
that's
the
kind of what I'm thinking.
He says the sooner the better.
Tomorrow morning?
Very well. Where shall we meet?
We will meet you outside your gate at sunup.
The gates of Scandaga?
At the gate of his estate. I presume it's gated.
It is not gated.
Or whatever. Whatever passes as his entrance.
All right, so out front on the street. Very well.
Yep.
I will see you there. First light.
Very well. Good day.
He will escort you all out. You can grab your weapons and such, and then you leave.
Balder's immediately gonna, once we're clear, he's immediately gonna ask Berenike, why did you ask for a musical instrument? He doesn't speak Aquilonian properly. He speaks it accented. You asked for an accordion. Why?
Lol.
Yeah, that doesn't exist, but whatever.
I know it doesn't exist. I just thought it was funny.
How would Berenike respond to that? But never mind that. Yeah, so he seemed lucid enough. Not one instance of him talking to himself. Now I kind of wonder if Apentius wasn't seeing things.
You're totally going to glance back and he's like talking to the air.
Waving his hands frantically.
Hey, maybe the demon can latch onto Apentius, so we'll have 3 PCs that are semi-cursed.
There you go.
Okay, so what do you guys do in regards to preparation?
Well, obviously we're going to have to get provision for around a week.
And it sounds like we got paid 250.
I don't know if we have that in hand yet, but
Well,
Oh,
he
said it was
didn't
gonna be paid
say
up hand.
he didn't say half up front. He said he'll pay some up front, but he didn't actually pay any of you guys at this point.
I was assuming we'd get that in the morning.
Well, need to probably replenish our travel rations.
Mm-hmm.
I need some more chickens.
Yeah, him
When
having
you
his
get back-
entourage is going to complicate things.
When you get back, the first thing that Danu says is, "Did you see the eye of the hawk? Did he have it?"
I don't think we saw it, did we?
No, I don't think we did either.
You didn't.
No, at the worst, I would think Apentius would be able to scry in there and see if he's packed it up or something.
Unfortunately, Apentius is feeling a little under the weather today.
It may have to wait.
That
It just
spell,
needs to suck it up.
that spell that he attached to his aura is not really agreeing with him. Unless, of course, he's watching in the stream, at which point I will allow him to interact. But
Surely
I don't
he
think
would have
that's
said something.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case.
Right. Well, other than provisions, I don't know that there's anything else we need here.
Right,
I'm
well.
gonna replace my chest and groin thing with the mail that I was looking at previously.
Okay, you can get everything at a normal cost price.
Yeah. I calculated it the last time. I just hadn't actually pulled the trigger on it.
And that's the same for
Travel
supplies
rats
and
were,
stuff like that.
Travel
2
rats were
per
2
meal and half
per
a
meal,
pound.
so 21 is 42.
So how much do we need, do you think?
I'm assuming a week, 3
So-
meals,
21?
21.
Right, so I still have a bunch, so I'm good.
So that would be 42 dragons.
Yeah.
And is it 10.5 pounds?
I should get some legit hiking gear, but then I have to carry it.
You probably have sufficient water on the way, so you don't need to worry about taking excess water.
Right. I still have some cheap stuff I should probably replace. I was scrounging a lot to get money. All right, yeah. Other than that, we'll just pass the night until the morning, unless somebody has some ideas.
What do you want to sell the lockpicks? Keep them. You might be able to use them later.
We will at least take a bit to look at our own map. Did we have a map?
You have a map.
Okay. Then I'll go over our map with Apentius and show him where he was pointing, which undoubtedly Apentius will say, well, that's where he was pointing before. And get whatever information we can about where we're going. I would also like to show that to Donahue and have her give us her best guess as to what sort of tribal situation is in that area.
She will tell you that there are some Pict villages there. They are only like small, the sort of satellite version of Wolf Clan and some of Bear and Raven clans.
How densely populated are those areas? Typically pretty
Sparse. They're sparse, yeah. The villages are pretty much all located near the main water causeways. So they're not far from the rivers.
Well, given our recent experience, we can probably find a damn canoe on the way, on the river somewhere wherever we cross. But we may have to come up with something in that regard. I guess that's the next question I would ask of Donahue is whether or not she knows of any fords in the area.
She does. There is a particular wide section of the river that you can cross. It is, while it's fordable, it is a deep crossing. You don't have to swim, but you're going to be wading through deep water.
Yeah, good enough.
Obviously, she's not familiar with wagons or anything like that, so she doesn't know how easy or hard it's going to be to move a wagon across.
It'll be hard regardless.
No, he said the
Because-
wagon was going to
yeah.
stay on this side.
Well, I think he may have been referring to that river. I mean, if we can cross with it.
It would be difficult once you get into the sort of wooded area of the wilderness.
Yeah, maybe. Deal with that when we get there, I suppose. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it for recon at this point, I suppose.
All right.
We'll try. I guess the route is going to be up to them.
All right, so no other prep you need to take care of?
Selling the lockpicks.
All right, you can sell the lockpicks at half their value.
It's a 25 groupies.
Yep. You have streetwise. Give me a roll.
I do not. I have diplomacy.
It's all right. If you had streetwise, I'd give you more. All right, so the night will pass. You'll have to deduct another 10 for your lodgings. And I guess a meal is 2. A simple meal is 2, and each drink is 1. So decide on how you want to do that. Deduct accordingly. You will arrive out front of his place first thing in the morning. He is already there, ready and waiting. There is a wagon. It is a sort of closed top. I'll get... Actually, no need for perception rolls. You will see that there's stuff that's in the wagon that he has covered with canvas tarps.
Pentius has the ability to detect magical items, does he not?
He does.
Does he have to actually be in contact with them to do that?
He gets 2 rolls. When he sees it, he can roll. When he touches it, he can roll again.
But he has to actually see it physically, not...
He has to see it. He
In a
can't just
bag.
sort of sense it.
Okay. Say, well, since we're all bringing provisions and stuff, when we toss our stuff into the cart, we can take a quick peek around and see if we see anything that looks like, something wrapped up staff, perhaps.
When you approach the cart, you see that the Patrician gets a little bit defensive. He says, what is it you're doing?
Oh, just throwing our gear up here. No need to haul it.
He holds his hand up and says, wait. He thinks for a bit. He sort of runs his fingers across his beard and says, okay, but please be careful and don't move any of my gear. I have it organized the way I like it.
Ah, gotcha. I understand. I had a commander that was like that once.
So, if you're tossing gear up there, if you're going to try and move stuff, I'll need a sleight of hand.
Not me.
Otherwise, you give me a perception roll. And that's only for people that are putting stuff in the wagon.
Well, I am definitely putting stuff in the wagon.
I am too.
And seeing absolutely nothing.
I'm not bothering. I'm going to be faster even carrying all my gear than most of you.
You're
Still
probably going
carrying
to
a
carry a
Pentius stuff.
Pentius.
I ain't carrying a Pentius.
What is pulling this cart? They have a horse or an ox.
It is 2 draft horses.
Okay.
Not moving very fast.
Well, faster than oxen.
Still not fast.
I think it'll be at least move full.
So about as fast as a Pentius.
So, in Balder's opinion, not very fast.
Actually, no. I think it'll be move 6. It's medium for a horse.
Probably not off-road.
Well, off-road, that would be the base, so they could do 60 miles a day, and then factor in roads.
Pentius needs to get a donkey or something.
He's got a boulder.
Balder's not going to carry him.
He could do his equivalent of Tensor's floating disc.
The Pentius has already written up the Master Blaster contract. He's just trying to get you to sign it.
Well, he needs to take out Kurgan so he can ride Kudo.
I'm going to have to look at Pentius at some point and tell him, out of the way, Peck.
I've started watching that Willow.
I'm
sorry.
I'm a fan of Willow. I like the original. I'm undecided on the new series.
What, Willow?
Yeah. So far it's been I think it's a soft start.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother.
Line is like basically saying it's kind of hot garbage.
But we'll see. Okay.
No faith in Disney. None at all. Except for Andor, and that's because of the guy in charge.
I think the Willow series was actually written by George Lucas. I think he's the writer on this one.
No, he's not.
It doesn't
He's
sound
not
like
involved at all with Disney these days. He and Chris Claremont wrote a trilogy of sequel books. It's like Shadow Moon, Shadow something. But just like the Star Wars expanded universe, Disney tossed it out as soon as they bought all this stuff from Lucasfilm.
But I think he's still credited as a writer.
He's credited as a creator of the original series, so a lot of the characters are his or were his, but Disney, being the evil corporation that they are, bought it up.
Okay.
All right. The next time we do a Shadowrun thing, we need to make sure that the corporations we're attacking are like Google and Apple and Disney, not those made up ones.
By Shadowrun time, they probably would have merged into a megacorp. It'll be
Gapple.
Yeah.
Apple's on me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about Amazon. Amazon has to be in there. Amagoogle. Google's on. There we go.
Sounds like a dragon name.
Well, maybe a dragon's taken over.
Well, I mean, Dunkelzon's a dragon in Shadowrun, so Googlezon's not too far off.
Maybe the
All right.
dragon's already in charge.
So let's travel. Are you going to head to the ford?
Travel montage.
Well, I mean, how far is it
Are
to
we actually
Velitrium?
escorting them, or are they like, yeah, this is where we're going?
I expect Velitrium's not going to be like half a day.
Yeah, Velitrium's not that far.
So I imagine we'll go through there, maybe stop. Honestly, we may not even stop there. But yeah, what is the route that they're planning to take? It's probably one of the first questions we'll be asking.
You're told he's going to follow your judgment on how to get there. But once you're across the river in the vicinity of the area, he'll be instructing you where to go.
Slight retcon. In the day before, we will have at least had a discussion about this. That okay, so what Apentius told us, and combined with Kurgan's reconnaissance, this demon thing or whatever it is that's inhabiting the Patrician requires sacrifice. He's probably going to end up trying to eat one of us.
And I'll have to whack him if he does.
Which means we need to be paying attention.
Okay.
We're off to see the wizard.
So we could get potentially through the hills. Yeah, maybe midway into the hills in one day.
All right, so the only real place to ford the Thunder River is at Velitrium, because Thunder River is quite a fast-flowing river.
Yeah,
but the
as
ford
usual.
at Velitrium is one of the few places you could safely cross it, as long as the river is not in flood or anything like that. So you'll have to cross there, but anywhere else is entirely up to you guys. I'll let you choose the route. You will measure the distance and work out how long it's going to travel, or take to travel, and then we'll just travel montage that.
Oh, right. Someone's drawing.
I'm kind of leaning that direction.
So
Which will spend a bit more time in the hills than we probably want, but I guess that's okay.
Well, you could actually go. See, there's an actual break in the hills here.
Oh, well. Actually,
probably faster travel if we did that.
It does go through there. Damn it, I can't grab this stupid arrow. Right. So, roughly there-ish. And kind of like that. It's probably about as easy as we can get it. Unless anybody has any better ideas.
Nope. Well, technically, we should probably have the navigator dude be the dude that's actually going, this is what we should do, which I think is Kurgan.
Oh,
I guess a navigation roll.
Well,
I can try to
Appendius
help.
not doing the nav?
Hey, I failed to help. So, still success by 1, so that's something. So then he picks the route that you just drew.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Engage.
Would also area knowledge of the Bosnian marches help at all?
No longer there.
Thinking no.
No.
That's over there. We're leaving them.
Okay, so
that was
what's the
next,
total distance there?
Next question was: Are there any particular hazards along that route? Aside from we've got one Pict village.
But the Pict villages on this side of the river are supposed to be peaceful.
63.1.
Peaceful is
Brian.
in quotes.
And
So
I'm pretty sure probably the Pict villages on this side of the river are used to ranger presence coming through periodically.
Yeah, actually, just thinking that out loud, from what Daniel had pointed out, and from what Apentius had told us, we may want to completely skirt around that village to avoid the demon thing decided to grab some semi-innocent picks.
I did not think of that, but that's also true, and also true of Elytrium.
Apentius has like an IQ of 15, so I'm sure he would come up with that. He's like absurdly, stupidly smart. Stupidly smart.
So you're going to avoid the village.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we don't have any reason to stop there anyway, unless, we really don't.
And if asked, you can probably just say, yeah, you don't want word of us heading up there, getting back to any of the forts or the other rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so travel time's going to be base 40 miles per day, and off-road I think halves that. So you'll do 20 miles per day, so it's going to take you 3 days to get to the river.
That looks right-ish, yeah.
All right, so your travel is going to be mostly uneventful. Let's see. Give me a universe reaction roll.
Can I take my 17 roll there?
As your universe reaction? No. Because you were healing yourself. So you don't heal this day.
How can we heal? I thought I had to stay. Okay.
Materius rolls.
Universe reaction. Wow. I'm all over the place today.
All right, so you have some obstacles. What obstacle?
What do they
would
eat when they
be-
can't eat Hobbit? Jeez.
What's a good travel obstacle?
Weather.
Yeah.
So 3 days, 3 health rolls.
Plus,
You gotta-
plus we're going up there in that route. We've got a wagon. We hit something. One of the wheels comes off. We have to spend a lot of time getting the stupid thing back
you
on.
Got a whole chapter on it in DF16.
One of the horses throws a shoe, and then
DF16.
what is it? The Patrician says, "I'll take care of the horse," and leads it away, and then comes back without the horse and's like, "Nah, it had to die."
All right, so your first night is uneventful. You cross the river and you just follow the river north to the foothills. On the first night, the Patrician says that he's going to park his wagon away from your camp, and his people will sort of camp away from you guys. If you want to advise against that, it would require an influence roll, but he seems to be fairly adamant that he does not want to camp with the whole group.
Is this about Kurgan's smell?
It could be.
We can camp downwind of you if we need to.
It could be about Ronnke's smell. He also was turning into a monster.
And also Materis' spell, too.
Ronnke is not turning into a monster.
Are you sure?
So does anyone have any objections to him camping away from you guys?
No, if he wants to stay away from us, that's perfectly fine by me. Although we can't really provide security if we're not, nearby.
You'll be nearby-ish.
Within
So-
a reasonable distance.
Within,
Also, how much
you're
did he
within
pay us?
sight.
How much did he pay us at the beginning before we left?
He'll pay you each 100 up front.
Right.
Give us 100 up front.
All of you get 100 up front.
Spoiler,
Or
that's all the money we're
we
going to
get
see.
an amount up front that is equivalent to 100 for each of us.
And on your successful return, Santidio will pay the remainder of the agreed amount. So that will be 400.
Right. Okay. Now, if he wants to keep his distance, I'm perfectly fine with that. That allows us to talk through things if we need to.
You'll also notice that Danu is pretty anxious. She is always trying to see if she can see this Eye of the Hawk. And it's sort of becoming obvious that she's overtly curious. But she seems concerned that he may not have it.
Now, does Apentius have any way to actually detect it magically? Because I imagine that's one of the things we're going to want to do is confirm its presence here. So he's at least seen it. He's actually had eyes on it.
That's what I wanted to... When you were packing, those of you that packed stuff into the cart, you can give me a perception or observation roll.
I succeeded by 5.
He was the only one because the other two failed and I didn't try.
Not the wagon. I succeeded by 1.
No, you failed.
So if you succeeded by 5, there is... in amongst his stuff, you can see that it's packed in such a way that there is something there that is long. So gear and stuff is stashed in such a way that you can see, even though it's hidden under the canvas tarp, there is something, long that is stashed in there.
So the staff
i.e.
is present.
stuff. Could be the stuff. Could just be, big stick.
10 poles or something.
Actually, that's a good question. Are they setting up a pavilion or something, or is he sleeping out?
He has a pavilion set up every night. His own personal guard set all that up.
Okay, so that means that Apentius could at least scry him in the tent if he's messing with the eye or talking to himself again. And with this off at a distance, he will be in a better position to do that without drawing attention.
Unfortunately, Apentius is still feeling under the weather. It's almost like he's AFK.
God,
He's
getting him
standing,
to do
he's
anything
standing
right
over
now.
there, just staring in the distance.
Will somebody reposition him? It's like right in my line of sight when I'm trying to sleep.
I assume that you guys are on watch.
We're on a lot of watch.
Yeah. Got to make sure he doesn't try to eat one of us.
If he eats anybody, we need to know.
All right, so on the second day of travel, you can see that the Patrician seems a little agitated. So his temper is shorter. Things sort of trigger him, a lot easier. So if there's a delay or something like that, it's frustrating, and he seems to be
reminding you, don't push it. Let's keep clear of him.
And he will retreat to his tent or into the wagon if you're traveling. So, Is the watch order in the party list good?
I have to look at it.
No idea.
Works for me.
You got Materius,
We're going to
Apentius.
have two up at once.
Yeah, I guess that probably makes sense with Balder at the darkest point.
Yeah, we're gonna want to have 2-man watches.
All right, give me a perception roll, please.
Who?
Oh, sorry. I should have actually used my table.
Yeah.
Actually, there needs to be a roller on the watch list. So
That would be nice.
Click a button and it'll roll with whoever's on the watch.
That would actually be a really good idea.
I'll have to remember that.
And completely forgot.
All right, not. We'll have to include to new. Let me just drop her. I wonder if that actually allows you to put NPCs in.
Doesn't it?
It does not.
Huh.
It is only PCs.
Well, if we're doing double watches, it'll probably be Materius and Kurgan, or Materius and Berenike first watch, Kurgan and Kudo second watch, Balder and Danu third watch.
Oh, no, she has to be
probably
friendly.
Oh, okay.
Isn't she? She seems pretty friendly to Balder.
No, as far as the watches go, I'm figuring. So in the current order, it'd be Materius and Pentius starting, then Apentius and Kurgan, then Kurgan and Balder. We'll just switch out that way.
So who's on watch with Danu?
That
Balder.
would. Where would we put her?
She doesn't trust any of you people.
Well, she doesn't trust us by now. So that lets you put her on the party sheet, but not on the watch order?
Yeah.
Her. Still annoying. Yeah, so I don't know that she's got any special need to be anywhere in particular in the order. Assuming
So-
she's going to be at least part of her watch with Balder.
So, all right. So Balder and Danu are doing watch together at the moment.
Good enough.
Can I get the two of you to make hearing-based perception rolls, please? Actually, it's only going to be Balder in this case.
Yep. And success by 4. Damn, that's terrible for a hunter type.
So you will hear something going on over at the other camp.
Balder will
Give
fail
me
his curious
an
check.
IQ roll.
You have to ask for IQ. Holy cow.
Bound to happen.
It sounds like an argument.
Well, Balder will fail his curious check and saunter over a little closer, calling out, "Is everything all right?" in his accented Aquilonian.
And in his penetrating voice.
Yeah, he is a little loud. He forgets about that part.
Give me a reaction roll, please.
Whoops. I only need to roll it once.
So we take the first one.
Yeah.
One of the escorts will come up and approach you. He says, I think everything's all right. The boss is talking to himself.
That seems bad.
We went and checked on him, but he just yelled at us and told us, get out, leave him alone.
Does he do this often?
The guy shrugs and says, I've not seen it before.
Rich people.
So he says, yeah, I think, at least for now, everything's fine.
Well, give us a shout if anything weird starts to happen.
Weird, like someone talking to themselves?
Okay, a little weirder than that, whatever that ends up being.
If he starts losing the argument with himself.
The guy will sort of nod and say, yeah, if anything strange happens, we'll let you know.
All right, well, Balder will go back and make sure that when everybody's like, why are you so damn loud? Oh, sorry. and then explain what he just found out. So we probably need to count the number of escorts tomorrow to make sure that they're still the same number.
Mm-hmm.
So come the morning, camp is packed up. The number of escorts is still 4. And again, the patrician seems very agitated.
He's hangry. Hangry.
Quick,
But at
someone
least
give
he's
him a
not talking to
Snickers.
himself.
Give him a Snickers.
So that is the second night. That would have you placed 40 miles in.
Interesting note. That sort of indicates that the guards aren't in on it as well,
This is true,
or at least that guard isn't.
and
So
not
if
necessarily
he-
unexpected.
Yeah, so if he starts going all demony, we have at least some additional meat shields to throw at him.
I think
Unless
that's
they run
about
with
40
Jamie.
miles.
My distances went away.
So what?
Mine didn't.
On the pointers.
I still see the distances.
I see distances.
Well,
on mine.
did you make the map full screen?
No, I didn't, but I did close it. Is that what was happening when you full screened it?
When I full screen, the distances are still there, but the range pointer is not.
Yeah, the range thingy. Well, the range thingy went away.
So like the
And,
range penalty.
I just moved the arrows and it came back. Weird.
All right, so that's where you'd be the
So we would have
second night.
been a little bit before the Raven Village or after the Raven Village?
a little
20
bit
miles
before.
out?
So you're 40 miles into your trip. 20 miles a day? 2 days? Yeah, 40 miles into your trip.
Right, yeah, starting.
So,
Yeah, ish.
You want me to roll survival woodlands at all?
no, actually, you'd be very close to the Raven Village.
Yeah.
So as you're planning your morning trip, the patrician says, "I'm not feeling too well today. I think we should stay here for another day." He looks at his map and says, "That's a Pict village, right?"
It is, if I'm not mistaken.
We're not near the village right now, but I assume that we're far enough away that they won't cause us problems.
Oh, well. Yeah, out of character. I'm struggling here. Do we try to get him away from the village, or do we just let him do his thing and catch him in the act?
Technically, we have an agreement with the Picts on this side of the village, right? on this side of the river,
Our
right?
government has an agreement with the Picts on this side of the village, and we're not acting in their authority at the moment. But obviously, I don't want to put innocents in danger here. Do I have a problem with
Kurgan
that?
would probably balk at that.
I don't have a problem with that. If I had to, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But ideally, we would not endanger them. Obviously, we're putting them in danger. So if we were to concede to his desires here, then we're going to have to protect them from him. Or we can try and talk him into moving on.
Well, he asked you if it's going to be safe to camp here
Right.
another night.
And that's why I'm having this. That's why I'm thinking about it, because
You probably need to tell them to, get a little bit further away because they are hunter gatherers, so they're going to have hunters out.
yeah, well, and yeah. I am going to try to talk him into, why don't we just go ahead and travel past the village, because we could get to the river and it's nice and quiet and we can hang out there and not bother anybody. And also they do range outside their village from time to time, and they don't like people.
I'm willing to put up with a little bit of danger tonight. I'm just not feeling very well. I think we should stay. If Bernie wishes to push it, it will require some form of influence.
He's got a headache that's right demonic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is not my bag. This is a Pentius thing, and he's over there standing like a statue. And if I fail a fast talk roll, he's gonna eat me.
Well, where we left off at, we're still 6 miles away from Raven Village, so
Well, if you're going to try and influence, then make the roll.
Oh, I don't know how lucky I feel.
Sure, that's not going to be diplomacy, not fast talk.
Yeah, that's
'Cause-
worse.
yeah, just do diplomacy. Diplomacy doesn't make it worse.
The thing is, I'm lying.
Are you really?
Well,
Because I thought they did range around.
They do,
guess.
but they probably wouldn't attack because that would get them in trouble. Soldiers will be raiding
Yeah.
their village.
Damn it, no. I was going to say this would be a good point for manipulation, where you use fast talk to get a +3 on whatever your influence thing is, but my fast talk is a 10, and I'm probably not going to succeed at it.
Is there anyone better?
Oh yeah, Pentius.
A Pentius.
He's awesome at it.
That's not AFK.
I don't even have diplomacy.
I have diplomacy at 11, so
I have it at a 9.
I have carousing at 12.
And I believe that already includes
if
my
you
charisma.
want, you can have your scout kind of explain that we don't want to get too close to the village, because there is one. We do have a treaty, and we should leave them alone. So we want to give them space.
No, it does not include charisma. And no, my first thought is not going to be the hairy scout who's been scratching himself weirdly lately.
But I have diplomacy 11, which is better than yours.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. You're turning into a monster.
Monster.
I am going to attempt diplomacy. It is close enough to the truth, I can potentially get away with it, and I can use the charisma bonus for that, so I will use it.
You're going to roll a 3 or an 18.
Yeah, one or the other.
All right,
Probably the 18.
do it.
Do it.
Diplomacy means it won't get any worse, so it won't get any worse.
There's a 3.
All right, so give me a normal reaction roll. Do you have luck?
He's going to go all. He's going to
Not
go all.
for that.
He's going to go all Bilbo on you. You know, it's like. Yep.
That because of fucking course. Can't fucking reverse those.
Okay, so he is insisting. No, I think it's worth the risk to stay here. I'm paying for this expedition. You'll do as I say.
So be it.
He gets all snippy, and Balder is totally going to exchange licks with the guard that he was chatting with last night with a really kind of expression.
The guard just sort of shrugs.
Yeah, well. Just a suggestion. Right. Well, I'm going to get back over there to talk to the crew and tell them we're going to have to keep a close eye on him tonight. He's going to go into that village and kill somebody.
At least it's 6 miles away.
Yeah, we don't know what he's capable of at all.
Well, if we see him fly away, well,
yeah, then we can't chase him.
We can shoot him out of the sky.
All right, but that means we're basically hanging out here all day.
All right, so
which
also
is better for Balder.
Deduct 3 days of rations, and you can also make further health rolls for healing.
Can I try hunting?
You can.
Just bow skill or survival?
Whichever you want to use. They're both applicable. If you spend the whole day hunting and gathering, I think you can make up to 10 survival rolls. Each successful roll is a meal. So I guess
I think they simplified that in
margin of success.
DS16.
I want him to go all demony on us, so we got to put him down.
Well, I think you may get your wish.
All right, so the night will pass, and whoever's on, those of you that are on watch, at least for the first part of the night, you will hear the same sort of commotion, like he's arguing with himself.
For the record, although we are going to do the standard watch schedule, basically everybody sleep in your armor.
All right, so you will wake fatigued.
Unless it's supplemental leather armor, I believe you can sleep in.
I think you can sleep in other armor without.
No, I think you need.
penalty.
I think you need the perk. Sleep in armor, otherwise it's considered.
I don't remember exactly.
You'll sleep, but you won't have great sleep. So everyone will wake fatigued. So 1 fatigue off everyone.
Except for Kudo.
Except for Kudo.
I'll totally end up chatting with Bob again.
Can you guys make perception rolls, please?
Those on watch or
Actually, sorry, I have
Nope.
to work out who's on watch. Where's my table? Materius. So who's on watch with Materius?
So we're doing doubles shifts, right? So Materius and Apentius together.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll need a perception roll from Materius.
Oh wow, I actually made it.
Interesting. All right. The night will pass. You will hear the crazy talk.
But he doesn't leave the tent.
Are you taking particular watch on the tent?
Absolutely. That was the entire point.
Okay, so
Watching the tent to make sure he doesn't leave.
So they're camped away. So you're going. So you're going
Yeah, we're
to
not that far.
right. You're within sight, but you can't see all around 360 on the tent. So
I don't know why we'd be that far away. How far away are you talking?
well, they're camped. Maybe 30 yards, 40 yards, sort of thing. Not really far.
40 yards is a bit much.
You're within sight, so
Maybe like
probably
10,
30 yards.
10 yards, 20 yards maybe.
So we'll say between 20 and 30 yards.
Yes.
So
We need to have an eye on the tent where we can see if he leaves.
You could see, at least cover one side of the tent. You wouldn't be able to cover all sides of the tent. Unless you cover in such a way that, you've got someone on both sides.
Well, that's up to the people that are on watch as to how they observe, but their purpose here is to keep an eye on the tent to make sure nobody leaves.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Materius, you're first in the watch. How are you and Apentius watching the tent?
Probably set up, if it works, somewhere where there's a little bit of an overlook, so we can still look like we're keeping watch over one of the avenues into or towards camp, but still actually have a good line of sight towards the main tent.
All right, but what about watching the backside of the tent?
Would it be possible for us to be set up somewhere where we could have, well, if there's two of us up, perhaps one of us on each side of the tent, so that so one of us can keep watch on, say, the entire western side, and one can keep a look on the entire eastern side. And
what's out there? I mean, are we on an open plain here? Are we in the hills?
You're in lightly wooded, like very lightly wooded.
Like if there's nothing actually behind the tent, if somebody were to walk away from it, we would still be able to see it unless they walk directly away from whoever it is.
Correct. But then it is dark as well.
Well, we can't do anything about that. Although I presume they'll have a fire.
They will have a fire.
I'm just waiting to hear the screams as one of the escorts get eaten.
All right, so let me just make a roll here. All right, so Materius, you will see someone, you will see the silhouette of someone leaving the tent. So not through the front, front flaps of the pavilion. It's out one of the side flaps.
Okay. This is first watch. Is it still at least somewhat light out?
No. This will be dark. The sun has set.
Okay. Then with someone leaving the tent, probably what you do is try to follow, because of course you would.
And not wake up anybody.
His IQ did go down, remember?
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, IQ's down plus overconfidence.
Yep, okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, nice knowing you.
we can't disagree with any of your assertions there. Besides, I was the guy who, back to back, chased somebody while being naked.
Actually, I should get you to make a universe reaction roll.
Come on, dice. Okay.
Well,
All right, so you will follow.
So if this dude's already possessed, what happens if he kills Materius and the Wendigo thing goes into him? Do the two demons fight it out? Does the sky explode?
Well, in this case, it would be a Wendigo possessed by a demon. So, interesting.
Hell, the demon might go, "This is awesome."
Okay, so Materius, you will follow. You will leave the camp.
And that's the last we ever heard of him.
No one has really noticed, since you didn't alert anyone.
Actually, I need to double check something. Hold on.
You will.
Udo does have acute hearing.
Right, but he's probably sleeping.
I, however, do have light sleeper.
That's Dungeon Fantasy. Hold on.
Which I keep
There's
forgetting.
another version.
I should get rid of light sleeper.
All right, so you will follow, and how close do you want to follow?
Let's see. Overconfidence, low IQ. Closer than you should. Not as far enough back as a good stealth person would do. Probably fairly within earshot, maybe 20 feet, give or take.
20 feet. Okay. Give me a stealth roll or shadowing. Actually, no, stealth roll.
Okay.
All right, so some distance from the camp, you look back and you can see just the glow of campfires. You're maybe, 100 yards or so from the camp. You're following the silhouette. You're fairly certain the silhouette is of Dominicus. He will stop for a moment. He'll drop to his knees, and then
flash step to right in front of you.
Wings will begin to emerge from his back.
You know what you should do now? You should charge and stab him.
Yeah.
Because that's a terrible, terrible idea. And it's probably going to get you killed, but it would be funny.
What is Materius doing?
Point of order here, not to be the to get the trophy, but I think I need the Bravo Foxtrot trophy. Does he need to make a fright check at the fact this dude's turning into a demon in front of him?
It is a fair call. Make a fright check, but it's not going to have
But
any
he's on-
severe results because you kind of know.
But
True.
he's only half
He
the
gets
word.
prepar-
fucker.
preparation bonus.
Wow. Yeah, you're cool. I don't know what the preparation bonus is though.
I don't remember. It probably offset the fact that he's alone and in the dark.
All right, so wings emerge from his body.
Preparation is +1.
He sort of tears off his sort of nightgown that he's sleeping in. It sort of falls to the side. He's a mostly naked form until the wings begin to emerge, and then he obviously takes on this form.
He's it's definitely Dominicus, yeah.
It was.
Only by silhouette.
Okay. So.
Grr, arg.
Hooray.
You should get its attention.
At this point,
And lead it back to the camp where the other guards end up, stabbing at it as well.
oh,
That's
I
true.
think
They'll
I have-
help us because they don't know.
Yep. And then when he, after we kill it and it turns back into Dominicus, we can all look at each other and the guards like, oh, what do we do now?
Yeah,
Terrence,
I have.
roll your overconfidence roll.
Hang on, no. Hang on.
Resist.
How close are we to the camp? Are we like 50 feet away? A couple 100 feet away?
Like 100 yards.
100 yards? Okay.
Yeah. Oof. Yep. You're going to have to take him on by yourself. It's going to take us a while to get there.
Well, we could hear if you yell from there.
That's kind of what I was
Not
thinking.
well.
Attack and yell.
I think, yeah, Matthias is going to shout, "Guards, demon attacking," and start running back to camp.
You're
Back
going to have to
in.
yell really loud.
What kind of crappy overconfidence is that?
I think he
should have
needs to
attacked
roll
him.
his
Matthias has
overconfidence skill
penetrating
first.
voice.
He doesn't have to roll it.
You should totally attack it. What are you running away from? You civilized people.
All right, so it doesn't appear to have known that you were there, but as soon as you shout that out, it will turn around and its green eyes will sort of fix on you for a moment. You see it takes a few steps as if it's going to charge an attack, but then it stops. Something makes it hesitate, and then it simply takes flight, flying off into the dark sky.
To skydive right back down on you, Ronnke.
Would penetrating voice help offset that negative to hear?
I suppose it would, but I don't know how much.
We'll say +2. So everyone can make I think it's IQ roll, IQ -2, to see if they wake up.
If you have acute hearing,
You're saying -2 because of the hearing.
Yes.
Okay.
if you have a acute
Penetrating
hearing, does that help?
voice says you can make yourself heard. In other situations, we want to be heard over noise. Others get +3 to their hearing roll.
All right,
Oh.
so
+3.
IQ -1.
I think I automatically wake up because I have light sleeper, which we keep forgetting to have him roll.
Damn it, I didn't record that. Where did I No, right.
Well, actually, you'll all wake up once Materius gets back to camp, so there's no point really rolling. But the demon
Well, as
has
soon as you
taken
shout,
the
soon as
demon
you
has
shout,
taken
yeah.
flight, and is most likely heading towards the Pict village.
Oh, that's right. Combat reflexes. Huh. So I succeeded by 0.
All right, so Materius, you run back into camp shouting, demon attacking.
Yep. That is correct.
Need to rush to the other camp.
We're all disappointed in you.
We are. I'm totally going to give you a judging look later. Yeah, run into the other camp. Make sure they're up and about,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and tell Bob to let let the patrician know, and then Bob will go, but he's not there.
So the escorts will go and alert the patrician, and as expected, he will come out of the pavilion and say, the patrician is gone.
Say, you don't think that maybe he's the demon, do you? I mean, he was talking to himself, right?
He says, what
That
demon?
does sound like a thing demons do.
Well, he just shouted that there was a demon attacking. It's a pity we can't get the demon to conveniently silhouette itself in front of the moon right now.
Mm-hmm.
So they say, what demon? We heard the shout.
There was a demon winged thing.
They didn't make their hearing check. They didn't hear what you said.
They say, if what you say is true, then it must have the patrician.
Possibly.
Yes,
We should go after
that must be it.
The skies are clear. All right, so what is the plan? Obviously, the demon has gone to the Pict village.
I'm going to
because
charge.
that is an easy
I'm
meal.
going to start running towards the Pict village. I'm
Yeah.
overconfident, and honestly, I probably should have been impulsive too, but I didn't pick up impulsive.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we're all ready to go, so hop up and run.
Same here.
All right, so it was... How many miles do you think? 6 miles, was
6
it?
miles. 6 miles
Oh,
from our
good
camp
God.
to there.
So it's a fair
Yeah.
hike for you to get to the village.
If we have running skill, will that help?
You can roll your running instead of health, I think.
Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah, paced running is kind of weird.
So make sure to take the guards with us, since clearly the demon has taken the patrician into the village.
All right, so the...
Come on, boys.
Give me a leadership or some sort of influence roll.
Right, that's you, Berenike.
I can do that.
Because I'm
Two
probably already
arms, actually. Or just one arm.
already heading in that direction.
What was that? Oh, right. I was looking for...
You guys, you look at him and say, "Come on, you apes! You want to live
Damn it.
forever?"
I didn't put that on there. Oh, well. I may have bonuses. And I may not need them.
All right,
Wow.
so they will grab their gear and they will follow.
Infantry
And
leads the way.
One of the guys says, what are we expecting to do? Are we attacking the Picts?
We'll find
We're
the
attacking
demon.
the demon.
Then why are we heading to the Pict village?
Because
Demon is heading there.
He says,
Eat
how
someone.
do you know this?
He saw it. You didn't hear him?
No?
Well, come
He's
on.
really loud. Wow, it just occurred to me that if both Materius and Balder have penetrating voice, what are we like when we're drunk?
Yeah.
Very noisy.
All right, so
We're like window breaking loud.
you will
Yeah,
get to
he'll
the
go into
village
full,
after.
He'll go into full drill sergeant mode and get them to get their shit together. We're going.
I don't think you guys are fit enough to do like the 4-minute mile, but
No, we
I
might be.
think maybe half an hour is probably
Well,
thereabouts right.
assuming we don't want to break this down. Let me actually see here.
I don't
You
want to
will
break
need-
it down. We get there, we
Well,
haven't seen change.
we'll assume it's whatever he says until come up with something else.
And you are doing this at a jog, right?
Well, starting out that way.
Hey, it's paced running, quote unquote. And the fuck?
Pace running, how do we determine fatigue loss with that?
There isn't any. None at all.
Where the hell is my thingy? God damn it.
It's wow. After 15 seconds of sprinting or every minute of paced running, roll against the higher of health or running. On a fail, you lose fatigue. Once you're reduced to less than 1/3, have your move. Okay, yeah.
Let's do it like this. Make a health -5. Your margin of success or failure will be the amount of fatigue you take.
But if we have running skill, can we roll that instead?
Yes, you
Is it
can.
better than your health?
My running skill for Kurgan is, or it's equal to.
Booyah!
Wow. Boulder's long distance marathon runner.
I see her. Natural sprinters.
We need some more rolls.
I'm sorry, I got stuck.
So somehow I recovered, 4 fatigue.
So -5?
How many rolls
Yes.
did we need?
Just do
Just
one
the
roll.
one.
Health -5.
Why
Because
were
the
we -5?
Because the GM's trying to, screw us over.
Well, I don't care.
What the fuck?
Good job, guys.
We were ready for this.
And Daniel
Kurgan's
says
got
that, and he's
fit.
about to roll in. Oh no, said Bernie. I was expecting somebody. There we go.
Well, I
About
already
time someone
succeeded
failed.
before.
Not your
I
health roll.
succeeded by 1 on my initially.
Your
So I did
previous
run.
running?
Damn it.
Okay,
I
well, you can
did
take
have
that
running.
roll.
I had success by 1.
So,
That would
No,
have
it's
still
not.
been a failed. It would have been a fail by 4, since you didn't apply the
Fail by
+5.
3. It'll be fail by 3 because I do have fit.
I don't think you apply fit to the running skill, but I'm not positive.
No.
You
I get
applied it
not
to
to a
your
skill roll.
health.
It applies
No.
to a health roll, but not to a skill roll.
So that would be 4 fatigue. So Kurgan is down 4 fatigue.
He's a little tired. He's thinking, screw this. I should have just stayed in bed.
So then kudos, he's got success by 5 because that was +2 for very fit, so success by
Nope.
0. No
You
fatigue.
don't get to add the very fit. So Kudo will
Not
be
on the running
-2
skill.
fatigue as well.
What's Kudo's health check?
It does actually apply to that.
Oh, his health is better, so health is
Think.
14. So that
Yep,
would have
then
been a
he would have been
success by
fine.
4. So still success by 0. Or success by 1.
It's just occurring to me we've never actually done this.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the village, and
I
the
thought we had-
escort guys are gonna be completely gassed. They're gonna be like, "Screw this noise! Who are these guys?"
I'm going to do one roll for all of them.
18.
We don't want 18. We want them to be able to fight.
Nope. They are completely gassed. We just took them, up the mountain. Why is that? That's you were putting on injury though.
Okay. According to what I have here, I can do 1 mile in 8 minutes.
So 6
How do you
miles.
How do you
It'll take
figure that
you-
out, Daniel?
That's an average.
All right. So
8
the
minutes.
escorts are completely gassed, and they're looking at you guys. You're freaks.
We are.
You will get to the outskirts of the village. You will see there's like
Aldous not even
torches.
breathing hard.
There's torches and such. But everything, for the most part, looks normal.
We're totally gonna look at Materius with like, all right, where is it?
Well, it was coming this way.
Boy who cried wolf, or boy who
Certainly
cried
was.
demon.
I know, right?
Well, it was certainly this way that it flew. Yep.
The guy's going. So where is this demon? There better be a demon.
Materius. Where's the demon, Materius?
It would be very excellent if it was up right now.
He's totally in a tree right now, going.
Okay, well, you're at the not demon. You're at the Pict village. You're looking for the demon. There does not appear to be any demon. The village is reasonably large. It's about the size of the village where you freed the Dua and Treya.
In fact, it may be like identical if it comes down to it.
Yeah, same builders. They build to a set design.
Who knew?
So what are you doing?
We're gonna feel rather cross with Materius if there isn't a demon.
Bob. We'll make Bobby's escort 1.
Looking at Materius, going, "You sure you saw it come this way? I don't see a demon."
Okay.
Well, there was.
First off, are there people in the village running around and screaming?
It appears fairly normal at the moment. So
Is
Bob
anybody
says,
up?
"So boss, what's the plan?"
Look to the sky.
Sky is dark.
Well, look
I
carefully.
think we had determined that the moon was waning.
That was a long time ago.
sure we could probably look up what moon is on. How many days forward are we? 1, 2. This is the third night. So we're currently June 29.
Oh, damn, Materius. Now we feel really bad because we ran all the way out here. You know, Bob and his friends are exhausted. And there's no demon.
Meanwhile, the Patrician actually flew back around to the camp and is over there eating all our food.
I don't think it's eating food. It's
Ooh.
looking for something.
Or it's eating.
It's eating a Pictish.
Maybe it found a picked hunter that was out, or a scout.
You come back. Apentius is still AFK, but he's now missing an arm and a leg.
Boy, won't he be surprised next week. Yeah,
mosquitoes,
about that. What do they eat when they can't eat Hobbit?
So what is the plan? Bob, boss, what are we doing?
Should check the village.
Yeah, I'm going to start going, sweeping wide around the village by myself, presumably.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to look for it,
Split up?
assuming it's around here. Village isn't that big. See if somebody's awake and has heard something, or we're gonna hear screaming.
So, are we going to basically the PCs go left around the village and the escorts go right, with us linking up so they can all get
Something like
jumped and
that.
eaten by the monster?
That seems reasonable.
And then I'll feel really bad because I kind of like Bob.
Did you actually share a map, or did you just talk about it?
I haven't shared a map.
Okay.
Haven't needed a map. We don't need a map.
Well, I don't know that we do, but I was just checking. Yeah, we'll circle around, basically meet back here, and see if anybody here sees anything.
Do any of the escorts have a horn or anything like that?
They probably... One of them will probably have a horn.
And Materius had
Stands
a
to reason.
100-yard head start on us too.
Uh-oh. Why is the demon making a stealth check? Surprise!
See if you can kill someone without alerting the village.
That's no fun.
Very inconsiderate of it.
All right, so you will circle the village, and it appears everything is still normal.
Well, crap. Now I'm starting to suspect that Materius might be up to something. I mean, he is turning into a monster and all.
Allegedly.
What do you have to say for yourself, man?
You have an IQ of 9. Can you actually say allegedly?
Theoretically.
Yeah, that's too many syllables for somebody with that kind of IQ. Well,
Are you
what do
going
we
to
do
enter the
now,
village?
Ronnke?
I think we should enter the village. This is part of our domain to our normal ranger domain, right?
Well, I suppose it is. Is the village enterable, or does somebody have to open the gate?
There will be a gate. It is closed. Actually, we'll let dice decide. Yes, the village is closed. Or the gate is closed.
Well,
The
someone
dead
will
keep it.
cry out for someone to let us in.
Well, you
Or
will
to
be
rouse themselves.
noticed before you get to the gate.
Or
Picts will sort of appear, and they will look at you. They'll be speaking in Pictish of you guys who can understand above broken.
Hey,
I
village.
can't understand above broken.
We're hunting a demon.
I probably don't have the word for demon, but I can at least probably say danger.
So the Pict at the gate, he says, "What here?"
Hunting a winged demon.
Make little flappy bird hands and point at the sky. Make big teeth.
No bird here.
Right. So, presuming that she's actually present, Balder's going to look at Danu and say, "What's the word for demon in
Right.
Pictish?"
She can translate.
So you push her forward to translate?
Not necessarily. She can tell me what nominally to say.
She will tell you the word for demon.
I will probably mangle it a little bit, but shout it really loudly.
The guys on the gate will sort of look at each other a little confused. And she'll then say, they want to know what about the demon.
I suppose we would tell them
Or what about a demon?
We saw a demon land here.
No, we didn't see
Probably
it
close
land.
enough to the truth, but whatever.
Saw a demon coming here.
The guy on the gate, he will say, wait. A few minutes later, the gate will open, enough for people to get in, but standing at the gate, sort of blocking your path, is what you imagine is the village chief.
Hi, how are you?
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys going to push your way through? He sort of stops you, and he's speaking. You're not able to keep up with him, and Danu will translate and says he wants to know why you're here.
We're hunting a demon that we saw coming here. It may be the Patrician. It may have got the Patrician. Well, we don't know.
Maybe hunting one of your villagers.
Might be. He might be eating one of your villagers.
He will turn to one of the warriors and he'll ask, has there been any sort of trouble tonight? And the warrior says, no, it's been quiet until the soldiers arrived. Actually, Materius has some Z's on him. Give me a reaction roll. I want to see how they react to Danu. All right.
Okay.
Apparently her tribe is liked here.
She clearly says something in Pictish that we didn't get.
She does the secret handshake. She holds her hand up in the Vulcan live long and prosper gesture and says, how? The chief will let you into the village. And he says,
don't hurt anyone, Bob.
I do not want trouble with Soldier Fort.
Nope. We're just here for the demon. We can't find it. We'll leave. Wait, why am I talking? This should be Berenike. You should be talking, Berenike.
Something to that effect.
We want no trouble from Soldier Fort.
No forts here. Just traveling.
Simple man making our way through the universe.
Just traveling. Saw danger. Came here to help.
All right. So about this time, there's a number of picked warriors that have sort of turned up. You can see that they're armed, ready for a fight if you guys bring it. But they will keep their distance. The chief will follow you and basically give you, the opportunity to scout, search, or whatever.
Yeah. We'll get Materius to provide as much of a description as he can.
Yep, and he will do so.
Well, the description obviously concerns the chieftain, but everyone
They
that
may
sort
have
of
seen that thing before.
everyone that you sort of encounter says they haven't seen the this tonight or in the village, but there are some people that have seen a winged creature in the sky, recently.
Maybe recommend they like check on all the houses, the people, while we wait, because we don't want to go kicking indoors.
All right.
No. I think at this point we've roused the village. That's really the best we can do.
So you will. Obviously, people are waking up or being disturbed in what they're doing. I will, as you sort of search around, you will hear a scream from somewhere in their village. You and the chief and some braves will go and investigate. You will see
Captain America run past them
in a sort of dark, alley between a couple of huts is a mauled body of someone. I'll get a universe reaction roll from someone. The worse the roll, the more horrific it is. So good. On an even, it's going to be actually on an even, it's going to be a male. So it is a male that has been devoured, clawed. You can see the throat is like ripped out. You guys would probably have to make some sort of fright check. It's fairly gory and it's still fresh. But yeah,
we're used to battle.
But there is no sign of the demon. This discovery will, get the village, much more alert. And picked warriors are now sort of searching everywhere.
Well, Berenike will make a point of cursing and spitting and saying we were too slow. So they at least know that we didn't want this to happen.
All right. I will take it that you guys will eventually leave.
Yeah.
Kurgan's good question. Any tracks
give me a
that
tracking roll.
stand out?
Actually, yeah, if he can get tracks or if Kudo can pick up a scent.
And then if I also have the discriminatory smell +4, so do I smell the demon?
Yeah, you could pick up a scent. Actually, so can
Materius has that
Materius.
too.
Okay, so you will see some tracks. It looks like the demon has entered one of the thatched huts, attacked someone, obviously while they're sleeping or whatever, then dragged them out here to feed, but then there's no further tracks.
So flew away. Do I get a distinct smell of this demon at all?
You do. It is a sulfurous smell.
I look at Materius. I'm like, do you smell that?
It's called blood.
A little bit.
You're probably licking your lips as you're looking at this half-eaten corpse.
Yep, we're gonna have to put you down.
We're not there yet.
Yes. Materius will smell it as well.
Well,
Gosh,
looking
I
at
wonder if the
Berenike,
dude will be back there when we get back.
well, if he's back in the tent, then we know who the demon is.
Well, we
Already
already
know
know
the
who. Yeah, so as far as I'm concerned, Berenike will apologize to the chief for not being fast enough and bid them good luck.
I guess this will probably give you a bit of a rep with this place. I will add that to
As
your notes.
Demon hunters. Demon hunters hanging out with the princess of whatchamadoohickey.
Well, the fact that we even bothered to try to help them is enough. It's like we
Maybe, or they might have taken it the wrong way.
There you go. +1 rep, Raven Village.
I was going to say, we don't know if it was positive or negative. I guess we do now.
Right. Well, let's go back and listen to the patricians' BS excuses. Although, luckily, it occurs to me that's probably going to cause a lot of the guards to be going, wait a minute.
Uh-huh.
The other thing is, I'm gonna really study the smells in that area.
It's an
'cause
IQ check to memorize it.
Basically memorize and see if I can smell it on the patrician.
All right, make your roll. IQ.
Oh yeah, memorize
IQ
the
plus
smell
4?
of the dead person.
Would it be +4 for discriminatory smell?
No, that's
Nope.
just IQ.
Yeah, you get the +4 on tracking. Good roll.
All right,
Yeah.
so you commit the smell to memory. You will, of course, arrive back, and the patrician will be in his tent, and you can see that he appears to be kind of freaked out. As you guys turn up and check his tent, you can see that he's hiding behind some of his stuff. He sees you guys enter, and then he goes, "Thank God. I didn't know what happened. I woke up and the camp was empty. You were all gone. Except Apentius, but he didn't do
I
anything."
think he's a statue.
He's like he's frozen.
It's like permanently lagged. It's bizarre. And technically, he should probably have said something more like "thank the gods" or "thank Mitra," or actually "thank Mitra."
Probably thank Mitra. Thank Mitra. Or thank the gods. Where did you all go?
Yeah, I'm assuming that we all kind of went there to poke our heads in there and see if he showed up.
Yep.
Say,
Do we smell?
sorry
Do I
about that.
smell
There was a boar, and we all went in pursuit of it, but unfortunately, we didn't catch it.
Bob will sort of look at you.
Alder will sort of look at you.
You know, it's obvious that you weren't chasing a boar, so Bob looks at you confused.
And Balder looks at you confused. Then
Well,
catches up and goes,
you either catch up or you won't.
Surprisingly, the Patrician seems a little more chill than he has been the past couple of
surprisingly,
days.
huh?
Not surprisingly.
He says, "Did you find the boar?"
It got away.
It was so fast it almost had wings.
Boars with wings? He gives you a little bit of a sideways look.
He's not being literal, sir.
Well, I guess if everything is safe, then we should probably get some rest and continue on our way in the morning.
Agreed. Good night, sir.
Does Kurgan smell anything?
You going to go up and smell the Patrician?
With discriminatory smell, I could probably don't have to get that close, but
Suppose if he came in through the front tent or the front flap, then he might have left a bit of a pheromone trail there.
Plus, it's an enclosed space. The smell's going to be
Give
lingering
me
in that
a
area.
smell-based roll. Deception.
Smell-based. Smell-based.
You're not entirely certain, but there's some similarity. Obviously, the Patrician doesn't smell like demon when
But
he's
does
not
he
demon.
smell the? But does he smell the dead guy's body or scent on?
do I smell any sense of blood or the
You probably
gore
do.
Or, yeah. So I kind of look at Berenike, catch his eye, and I'm like, nod my head saying,
Nod or
that's
shrug?
You should probably have that conversation outside the tent.
Well, I'm just nodding my head, getting his eye, just kind of shaking my head. Yes, I'm not
That's
saying
not
it out loud.
suspicious at all. I'm suspicious of you.
Well, he's a hairy half monster, so
Hairy half monster. Well,
all right. Cool.
Balder's gonna exit. Once we're clear, he's gonna probably tell Bob. It's like, you need to tell your men to be cautious.
Yeah, I was gonna say we need to get the guys in on the deal here.
Dominicus
How
is
are you
demon.
getting them in on the deal? So Bob will say, "What was all that about chasing a boar?"
I think your boss
Have
is a
you
monster.
actually made the claim that the Patrician is the demon?
Not yet.
Materius did. Materius said he saw the wings coming out of him, didn't he?
No, he just said
Well,
there's a demon attacking.
Yeah,
All right,
Terry
and
so-
smelled a lot of things, but he was 100 yards away when he did it.
So Balder will straight up say, I think your boss is a demon. Or at least turns into a demon.
The Bob will sort of look at you confused. He can be strange sometimes, and he's been talking to himself these past days, and I admit that's weird, but I've known the boss for a while. He's not a demon.
It smells like one.
Bob looks at you and says, "How do you know?"
Well, you do.
Same smell I smelt over at the corpse that we just saw. I smell it on him.
I don't think
I
you're
just
really
smelled
helping.
blood.
He looks at you and goes, "You smelled it. Right."
So
Actually,
will
I
tell-
probably am thinking the same thing because we don't know what you're capable of anymore. So
Bernico, first off, we'll make sure we're having this conversation well away from the tent. And Bernico will say that he was not there when we left. He said he woke up and we were gone. He is lying.
I admit that's strange. Perhaps he walked off.
Materias followed him and watched him turn into a demon.
One of the escorts will sort of chuckle, and he says, Materius must be drunk. He had too much ale before he slept."
I don't think
And
he
yet-
has any.
And yet we run to the village and find a dead body ripped up by a demon.
well, Balder's just going to be one of those. It's like, yeah.
So
believe
Bob
what
says,
you will,
"All right.
believe what you
So
will.
what-
Just be cautious.
So what do we do?"
That. Keep an eye on him.
To see if he sprouts wings?
Listen for him to talk to himself and figure out
Listen.
who's who.
Listen to what he says. I don't know. We could just go into the tent and cleave his head. I mean, cleaved head no longer plots and all that.
Cleaved head doesn't turn into a demon and fly off. Wait, we don't know that.
Actually, we could
Wouldn't that
probably
be fucked up?
inquire of these guys if they know what our destination is and what the ultimate objective / purpose is. They may have a better idea as well.
Give me a reaction roll. If you wish to
Okay.
use an influence skill, you could certainly try that for a good reaction. This is to see whether they're willing to give you extra intel.
Wow, probably not. I don't know if I have any. Yeah, all of my stuff is like carousing.
Bob will say, "I'm not sure the boss would like us talking about that at this point."
Very good. Keep in mind what we our warning. There are stranger things on this land than you know.
When did he start talking to himself?
It was the second night.
Oh, you mean you haven't heard him do it before?
No. So no, they say this is the first time they've heard him talking to himself on this trip.
So he's talked to himself on other trips?
No.
Wait, I wandered off. Never mind. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I can't think of much else right now.
Yeah,
trying.
Balder gave him his warning. They can ignore him to their peril as they wish.
Just occurred to me that when you guys ran off, Danu probably would have started going through his stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I
That's
assumed
that's
she was
kind of a good
but
point.
actually,
Well,
no,
she went
didn't
with
come
you.
with us.
Yeah, you can probably, as she's like going back, she's like probably griping to Balder. It's like, damn it, I should have gone through his stuff while you guys ran off after him.
That would have been good, actually.
And
Well,
Balder will be like, yeah, you kind of should have.
okay, so first, Berenike is going to reinforce what Balder said. Said, you don't have to believe it. Just keep an eye on him and an ear out for him. And if it gets weird, just say so.
All right, we'll do.
And we won't do anything until you're satisfied.
Or he attacks us.
Actually,
right.
scratch that last part. And we'll go off back to our camp. At which point, I wanted to say, yeah, and I already fucking forgot. Right. He has fed now, which means he may be, I don't know, sleepy. If he may be more vulnerable at this point, I would think. So if somebody were to wanting to sneak in there, for example,
No, we don't want to do that while there's remotely the possibility of him being able to sense something.
You
Well-
want Kurgan to sneak in?
yeah, it's a shame though. Ooh.
Yeah, let's send Kurgan in. He'll totally won't get eaten.
There is also the issue of the escorts. They're still going to keep their watch and stuff.
Yeah. Well, if
They-
anybody
they-
were gonna sneak, it would be Kurgan. But yeah, I'm kind of with Balder on this one. I don't know that we want to push our luck just yet.
You know, you may have planted the seeds of doubt in his escorts, but you know they're still on the job.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
All right.
So
The
when he goes all monstery, then they go, yeah, you're right. After one or two of them have been ganked.
all right. So the night will pass. You guys will continue your watch. I'm going to assume that your foray into the village would probably have you waking up lacking sleep.
Oh, undoubtedly.
So we'll assume -1 fatigue for everyone in the morning. The spirits of the Patrician seem much better. He's not so on edge and stuff. He's pretty chill. He's fairly normal again.
Do we get our fatigue back and then -1, or am I now at
You will get your
-5?
fatigue back, and then you'll be -1.
Yep.
Right. We have that resources thing now. We can actually do long-term fatigue.
Yes. You could probably do your rations in there as well. Put your rations as a resource and just click them down. All right, so you will continue your travel. We're almost at time, so we'll wrap it up soon. You will cross a small sort of feeder creek. However, you guys will see sort of bathing in the river is a stunningly beautiful woman. She's completely naked. She's just sort of washing her hair. She looks to you guys and doesn't sort of flinch or anything like that. She's not shied by her nakedness, and she just continually sort of washes herself. She does so in a very seductive fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone have lecherousness?
Nope. Oddly
Nope.
enough.
I don't know about the character, but the player is going to nope right out of this shit.
So still seductively just washing herself, and she's, the hottest thing you've ever seen in your life.
Wow.
I will get will rolls from everyone, please.
Even Danny, who's making that not bad face.
Awesome sauce.
You don't get to add fit for will.
Sorry. I was about to do something else, but luckily Materius failed worse than I did.
Alas.
Well, you still failed by 1.
Yeah, I know, but Materius failed worse than I did. So I feel a little better.
All right, so Bernie, Materius, and Boulder, you're sort of transfixed on this site. It's like activating your sort of carnal desires.
We don't have to describe that.
But Danu will see this, and you're sort of strolling towards her, like, how you doing? Danu will sort of stop you and push you back, and she shakes her head and says, "No, don't go there. She is death."
You can join in.
Yeah, there are other people here too, by the way.
There's totally going to be luckily one of the escorts can be the appropriate red shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Not Bob, though, because he's got a name, so he's like a mauve shirt.
Yeah, what about Dominicus and the escorts? Do any of them fall for the trap?
Yes.
Escort 4 is going to roll an 18 just to see what happens. Because, say, Escort 4 actually does have lecherousness. Damn, that dude's awesome. That's not fair.
Okay. Apparently, it's
It
Escort
is
4.
Escort 4. Oh, you were just rolling all of them. Yeah, okay.
So, Escort 4 will, he'll be looking at the woman, and lust is just sort of in his eyes, and he sort of runs to the water's edge. Danu will chase after him to try and stop him. She does stop him for a minute, but this guy just sort of pushes Danu aside and continues around. And he looks back to you guys, who are probably continue now that Danu's not stopping you.
Thumbs up.
You guys are probably
he's got
continuing
that,
towards the water.
Bergen's going to be helping block too. Especially his comrades. He's going to help keep them away from this.
So
whatever
you're
this is.
going to block us, so to speak.
With a
Hey,
Chicken.
Don't go. She's going to kill you. Don't go.
He's going to block us with a rooster, maybe?
something like that.
So you've got 3 people that are wanting to strolling towards the water, not rushing with lust in his eyes like Escort 4, but they're certainly making their way casually to the water. You got three dudes that you have to stop amongst your party.
I'd almost say Materius might be kind of rushing towards the water too. He failed by 3.
Materius is probably going faster than the rest, yes. Materius, the escort 4 will say, "Come on, guys, she's calling us."
No, really, she's calling us. We should go.
And you'll see that the guy gets to the water's edge, and Danu really tries to push him away, but he sort of pushes her aside. She nearly falls into the water, and you can see this freaks her out, and she quickly, on shimmying on her butt back away from the water, and the guy just sort of rips off his shirt.
That was weird.
How far away is Kurgan from this girl, this naked woman?
You're probably about 10 yards.
Okay, I will draw an arrow, knock it, and fire.
Yeah, she's gonna kill you.
Do you have any cannot harm innocence or anything like that that might stop you?
But he did, didn't he?
Well, I do have pacifism cannot harm innocence, but obviously what I'm seeing here is not that she's affecting my teammates in such a way that they are just not.
Well, you've seen your
themselves.
teammates get affected by hot chicks before.
Yeah, but not this way. They're not even thinking anymore. They're just.
Well, the question is, does the character actually believe that's a monster? Because if he believes it's a human and not, actually hostile, then he can't do that.
Well, if good old Quartus gets eaten once he gets into the water, then Kargan gonna go, yep, I was right.
Well, is this a natural creature?
Well, I cannot harm innocence, but I can harm creatures.
And does he know that it is one?
Roll
No,
naturalist.
Suspicious.
He might have a skill in that regard.
Oh, I am a naturalist. That's right, naturalist. Woohoo!
Here comes the 18.
Yeah, that'd be about right.
You freaking tried to get the 18.
No, nothing.
Do you have luck?
It is just
No, I
a
don't
really hot naked woman bathing in the river.
It just seems kind of sinister to you.
Yeah, that's definitely seems sinister when I can't even get you guys to. Hey, wake up!
Well, they're
No,
perfectly
I'm going
fine. They're
to the
awake. It's not like they're
woman.
in a trance, but they're obviously attracted to this woman.
She's a hot chick. We're gonna go hang out. I'd like to talk to her.
It's a
Do you
beach
hear what
party.
Danu's saying? She's dangerous.
Well, the news a chick, and she's part picked or something.
She's
Don't
probably
start.
just
Does that have
jealous.
to do anything?
She's probably just jealous.
Yeah, she's probably just jealous.
I have to throw you in too.
Hey, Balder, don't you like Danu?
So she will back away from the water. Clearly doesn't want to be near the water's edge. Escort 4
Quartus.
will.
We determined that Bob is actually
Quartus?
his real name is Primus. Escort 2's is Secundus. 3 is Tertius, and 4 is Quartus.
Well, no, 4 has to be Escort 4.
Quartus.
He can't be named yet.
It's Quartus. It's fine. He's supposed to die anyway. Have you not
So-
seen Stardust?
Is that the one that has Brandon Fraser in it?
No.
No.
It's got Charlie Cox. Actually has Henry Cavill. It's
Is this where they go
Amusing.
across a magic wall or something like that?
yes.
Yeah, something like
I
that.
have seen it. Don't remember
Yes,
it though.
it's funny.
In any case, so he rips off his shirt, sort of dashes into the water. Danu is clearly, upset that she hasn't been able to stop him. But anyway, he runs to this woman, and this woman sort of just seductively wraps her arms around him, and sort of sinks into the water. And the two of them sink into the water. She begins to, kiss and caress his body, and she'll just sort of slip further back. You guys that are still on the bank will be going, leave some for me.
Man, he can really hold his breath.
And then she just sort of slips beneath the water, kissing this guy, and he follows, and that's the last that you see of the pair of them. And those of you that were affected, it's like, oh, where did she go?
You were my sun, my moon, my stars, and it went away?
I guess it did.
And it's not too long after where you see the water takes on a crimson color.
Quartus?
Actually, Baldur's going to spring back because he does have a the Asgardians have a was it Atali, Ymir's daughter, who does this sort of thing. So he's gonna go, ah.
It may well be Atali.
No, she's way they were far too south for her. She hangs out in the snow with her brothers.
She could be on vacation. So,
oh, right. Well, if that's Atali, then Baldur will probably be like, "Is that my mom? Ew, that's gross."
So, with that, you guys, Danu says we should leave here. Let's cross the river somewhere else.
Kind of lean in that direction, yeah.
What in Ymir's name was that?
I feel the need to pull Quartus out, but I don't want to stick my hands in there.
That's an awful lot of blood for Quartus.
I
don't think he's
that's
around
more
anymore.
than he has.
So, how do we get across now?
We will cross somewhere else.
What is that? Don't tell me.
What is what? The blood?
Oh, come on.
Come on, man. Don't tell me you didn't get the reference.
No.
I don't think we're friends anymore.
What will come out no more?
I'm still critically failing on this roll.
Seriously.
Yep, I don't think we can be friends anymore. I'm sorry.
I'm confused too.
Well, we already didn't like you that much.
Ouch.
Wow. Ouch.
That's ow, man. That hurt me.
Well, for the record, for anybody who doesn't know, that was from Big Trouble in Little China.
One of the greatest movies of all time.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Big Trouble in Little China. Yep.
So
Really? Oh, in so long, I was going to say.
Yeah, if you had just stopped, I haven't seen
I
that.
own the
Yeah,
DVD.
Definitely can't be your friend. Well, your mission is to watch it again.
All right, because I wanted to at least get us this far. You guys will manage to cross the river without much trouble. However, you will not get the cart across, so you have to carry your stuff. And
Well, we've got less of it.
The Patrician will have the remaining escorts carry the supplies and such. He will produce a long item that is wrapped in canvas, and the Patrician will hold that himself.
So, nothing left in the cart that's important.
Correct.
He says with a wink towards Danu.
Did you not hear that he's got the
Yeah, I know.
stick?
Well, he's got the stick, but I don't know that he assembled it yet.
So with enough light still in the day, you will cross the river and head into the wilderness. And you will see the Patrician will often stop. He will not be looking, he'll have the map, but he won't be sort of looking, and he'll say, that way. And he'll do that, often. He'll sort of stop and say, we have to go that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you will, those of you that can navigate will know that he's not paying that much attention to the map. It's more like gut feeling. And
Or being told what to do by a demon inside his head.
that's a possibility.
I want to open up that head to see what the demon looks like.
We may get that opportunity.
It won't be next week, though, because the GM's going to bail on us for
Well,
a couple weeks.
Next
This
time.
is true. Okay. So before long, without sort of following any paths or trails or anything like that, you're having to cut your way through some of this foliage. You will just come up on this.
Ooh, that doesn't look awesome at all. I like it. We need to fight more baboons here, too.
More Wendigos.
No, Wendigos are optional. I
No,
prefer
we'll leave
just
those out.
baboons.
No, we need to fight more Wendigos. You guys need to get infected too.
Literal
No, I
baboons,
can't.
not like giant baboons, just regular sized ones. Because they're easier.
Those Wendigos were pretty easy to dispatch. It was the after effects that aren't so easy right now.
Yeah, you didn't take one down by yourself.
No, but I got infected, which was crazy. And of course, it was a Pentius who said, "Hey, stop dodging and just take it like a man." And now I'm becoming a
Yeah, well, you listened to him.
Yes, so the half man told you to take it like a man and you listened to him. That's a terrible idea.
All right, so you will arrive at this location. And I guess we will leave it here. The Dominicus seems to be in much better spirits.
And then he cackles and wings erupt from the back of his back and the fight's on, right?
No.
No.
We have a little bit of dungeon crawling to do. Just a little bit.
This is not your moment.
All right, so we'll leave it there. Everyone gets 2 points.
And as I said at the beginning, I am going ahead and bumping my axe for the first time since we started. I've only used it 28 times.
Cool. That will bring you to your skill cap.
No. Skill cap's 18, right?
Yes.
No,
Oh, so you've already bumped it.
It's already at 17. Yeah, I can do it one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I am thinking about doing the hit points. Yeah, well, I already got 14 though. Yeah, still.
I think the maximum you can add is two extra.
I think it was either 2
That
or
is
3.
technically not correct. It is a percentage of your base strength. I looked that up the other day. I don't know why I was looking that up, but it's like, oh, which means us stupid strong people.
Right.
Can be extra buff.
You
makes
can increase
sense,
your
though.
hit points at a cost of 2 per, or reduce, blah, blah, blah. In a realistic campaign, the GM should not allow hit points to vary by more than plus or minus 30% of strength.
30%. So that's 4 and some change for me.
Yeah, it's also 4 for me. 4.8. I need to increase my strength.
Not that I'm necessarily going to bump it that much, but who knows?
Cool.
Okay. Do we have any bookkeeping that we want to take care of before we
Already did.
finish up?
Nope.
Kurgan's
it looks
gonna
like we're-
increase his bow by 1,
Any questions?
4 points.
When are we playing again next?
So looks like okay. So right. We're off next week, and the 24th and the 31st is the plan. After the 31st, which one is whatever's next? It should be the session 0 Sea Dogs,
So
and then we should come back to this.
Saturday the 7th is the first
Is it?
Saturday that is after the 31st.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So I guess
I don't know
So
if you
the one
guys. I will be technically on holiday after Christmas, so I don't know if you guys are on holidays or not. But there's also the potential to play on a not Saturday or not Sunday for me.
We can play that by ear.
I don't know if I'm not going to be taking any time off other than we'll be off on the 26th because that's the day after Christmas, but I'll be actually at work on 27, 28, 29, 30. But cool.
All right. Well, currently, for Paul's purposes, we should be back on the 14th of January for you.
14.
So January
7th.
14th or the 7th.
Is it? Oh, right. Okay, we're off the 31st.
So
right,
we're going to be off the
because
next 3
the
weeks.
7th is going to be the Sea Dogs.
But we're
So
not done
7th
with
is-
this.
Right. Sea Dogs session 0, and then we're going to wrap this.
Okay.
All right. So 17th through the 31st, we're off. Come back, and then you guys are playing Sea Dogs on the 7th.
Well,
And
not
then-
really playing so much as talking
Not
it
so-
out.
Yeah.
Listen to Daniel gripe and mumble.
Okay. So 14th is when I need to be back. All right.
Cool.
Well, take care, everybody.
Oh,
All right,
actually,
yeah,
I better remind you right now before we go, so I don't need to retcon it next session. While you guys were across the river, the sounds of drums was frequent.
Oh.
Outstanding.
And Danu will tell you that they are war drums.
That's
Yeah, I guess she
fine.
wasn't here with us the last time, was she?
So what's going to happen is while we're up here doing this nonsense, the events of the Conan story across the Black River is going to take place.
Didn't have that in mind, but that's probably
So
probably
so
cool.
we're never actually going to interact with Conan, but he's going to be in the area.
That would be funny.
All right. Cool.
All right. So if you are watching this and you have any questions, corrections, suggestions, or general hecklings, feel free to leave a comment here or find us on Discord. Thank you for watching. Olympus out.
See you in
Out
a
for a bit.
while.